Hello and welcome to Penny for a Tale. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. This is our one shot. We're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition with our second level party. This session is called A Coming of Age. I'm going to talk about our sponsors, but first let's introduce our cast for tonight, starting with Ben.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ben. I go by Ben the DM on Twitch. I usually stream about 5 different Paizo games, either Pathfinder First Edition or Starfinder, throughout the week at around 7:30. If you ever want to see any of those, come on over. A little bit about me: I'm a preschool teacher when I'm not doing D&D stuff, and if you want to learn more about what I do, check out benthedm.com. We just launched a new podcast that I wrote myself, so check it out.
Brava. Philip.
Hi. This is my first time on this channel. So hi, I'm Philip, or Bakura's Rafer on Twitter. And you can find stuff. I've done mostly Vampire the Masquerade stuff on the Blood in the Thames channel, which we're currently running our third Vampire the Masquerade channel at Blood in the Tavern. I'm not a player, but I do have support with that. Also on Capri the Gamers channel as well a bit. I'm really excited to join this group, which is a very late game for me, but it's going to be awesome. And wonderful people. I'm sure I will get to know a bit.
Luck. You'll be playing during the witching hour. I feel for you. Sam.
Sorry, excuse me. Hey guys, I'm Sam. You could usually find me here tomorrow playing Augie the Half-Orc Barbarian, but tonight I am here playing Poppy the Champion, and you can find me at Scribbling Penny. I don't do much right now until the new year, but it's still going to be awesome. So.
And I'm going to go just strictly by the Zoom name, Waldorf.
Sorry, I guess I should have used my real name there for
No, it's
Ian
good.
because we're not real familiar with each other. My name is James. You might recognize me from the Penny for a Tale Star Wars campaign that we did with Alex, Daniel, and Sam. Other than that, I did get to have the pleasure of playing with Sam and Jennifer, who is Savage Sparrow, and I did want to make sure that I did give Jennifer a shout out today and give her the
Well, I take out my journal.
Oh my goodness.
so I told her that I would wear it
edition.
for her the next time I played, so I wanted to make sure that
That's
got
so
out there.
awesome.
So check her out at Savage Sparrow.
Nice.
She's awesome. Other than that, we get to play that Call of Cthulhu game the other day. Check that one out. That one was a lot of fun. But other than that, I'm not really online much, and I am mostly just dad. So yeah. Oh right, I'm playing Waldorf Sky Steel, the dwarven cleric tonight.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't actually say who I was playing.
Neither did I think. Whoops.
I always
We'll
forget,
reveal it.
so I'm really glad that Sam said it because I would have forgotten.
Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I'm directing tonight. You can catch me here pretty much all the goddamn time. I am going to be playing Galen Brightburn tonight. Do come check us out tomorrow for our Pathfinder stream, where I will be playing Salix Lavendale and his horde of names that he goes by. Also, starting up in January, I'll be having a little mini campaign going with some new players. So definitely come check us out then. That's all I got.
If you can see to the left of us, I think, we are using Fantasy Grounds Unity. They are a sponsor of this stream. If you like what you see during the show, I fully implore you to check it out. It is my absolute favorite virtual tabletop, and I feel like I've used half a dozen by now. But once you get it working, it is so smooth. Our music that you heard, that is Rock Narden, and our ambient tracks are by Michael Gelfi. But let's get into it, guys. This is a little bit funny because I've not explored Korvosa yet. This will be my first time as a GM. All we need to know, though, is it's raining, it is miserable, and we're going to start with Galen and Poppy on the outskirts of town, across the river, training archery. Galen, what kind of test are you giving this student?
He's placed a target or a few targets in a tree, and they're probably standing about 20 to 30 yards away, and he's asking her to hit one.
All right. So for context, I'll tell you, as you're the trainer, she's got a +4 to hit for
Okay.
an attack. What do you want to make the DC? Bring it as far back as you want. Just to torture.
Real hard. Like,
Difficult?
yeah,
Like
the targets are small. Like he knows how
like
good.
DC 22?
Yeah, like he knows how good she is, and he needs to make sure she stays wanting to improve.
Right. Right. Okay. All right.
Damn it.
Ooh, you missed it by 1.
She's like wiping
Ah.
the rain from her eyes, and it just glows slightly off. Little
Galen, what do you
fingers
do?
slipping.
He'll hand her another arrow. Try again.
Yeah, if he could see how angry she is right now. It gets
Mm.
even worse.
Didn't even land on the target.
No. Seems as time's going on, her arrows are going wider and wider. It's probably
Yeah.
cold too.
He'll hand her.
Well, it would have helped if you left after the sun came up, but here we are.
He'll hand her another arrow. Again.
Yeah, even worse.
Ooh,
You're like,
fingers trembling.
yeah. I
I'm, like,
imagine you're
sweating
like standing
like I'm back in
right
school.
there too.
Right. He'll just kind of shake his head. Do you want to try again?
Can you even hit this
Galen.
thing?
You hear somebody. It sounds like somebody's trying to run up to you, creeping about. Make a perception check for me. You're out here. You're actually, you want to say 1,000 paces from where the festival is actually being arranged, right outside of town. Ooh, Poppy.
Don't even. She drops her bow, like just in frustration, throws it onto the ground, just
The
done.
comedy of errors.
Oh no! It's just getting worse and worse. And with that perception check, there's no way he didn't see it either. Just just to make matters worse, he fully cognizant of your cascading failures there. But you notice what you thought would be maybe a bandit or somebody trying to cause trouble. It's actually Brian. He's on his morning run. Of
He
all
probably
times,
saw
he
it
would pick
too.
even the rain.
Yep.
No excuse.
Every day, no matter what the weather, nope. Hold on, let me get my teeth in. No matter what the weather, he's out on his morning run. No, it could be it's a sort of guy who think there's a snowstorm. Why the fuck are you running now like this? Nope, he's on his morning run.
And yeah, that was the experience during the winter, and now we're in late summer, so at least it isn't that cold. How are you at archery, do you think, Brian? I take it you
I'm-
haven't trained much, right?
No, I don't think I've trained in archery.
Right. Well, you saw the atrocity that just occurred. For some reason, it was starting off really strong, and it just devolved into absolute chaos, a satire of its own self. So,
She's literally
say you-
trying not to cry.
yeah, what do you do in this situation? You could tell this is very bad news for Poppy.
Brian's gonna run up, slow down to a stop. Pick up the bow, hand on Bobby's shoulder. You can do it. You are capable of this. Yes, he's there. I know he's looking at me. You can do it. You can do it. Keep it up. I got you.
Fine. She'll like reach out for one more arrow.
Go ahead, Oran.
Nope. I just keep going too wide.
And it's an impossible target just so far away. Yeah, you might be too young to realize what Galen's doing to you right now, putting you through this.
He takes an arrow out. He, while looking at you, pulls it back and fires it, hitting the target.
Dead on.
Yeah, she just stares at that target, just like absolutely dumbstruck that in one arrow he had hit it. Knocks back one more arrow and just says a silent prayer that this one will hit. Maybe. No,
Mm.
So
it's
close.
telling.
He's doing you dirty there.
Like, he'll stop it at that point, and he'll just kind of pat her on the shoulder, and he's like, "We'll try again tomorrow. Go collect the arrows."
Yeah, not even looking back. She'll just walk off and start picking
Ryan
up the
will
arrows.
speak with Poppy and get those. You'll be able to make it. Trust me. I have faith in you.
Well, I could make it whenever he's not here.
I know.
Okay. Let me
Like the
get the
rumors
arrows.
about
You
him.
should finish your run.
And Ryan just nods and gets moving again.
Yeah, so your run it'll conclude at the University of Korvosa. You're in the Lurung Hall. Who's awake by now?
I think I'm definitely awake, just like poring over notes for the day, trying to think like
Yeah.
what I could possibly prepare for the festival.
Yeah, well, you might have had a bit of an epiphany today. You journal a lot. It's something you mar your spell book with, depending on who you ask. But interestingly enough, what is divination except journaling things that haven't yet happened? At least in your own handwriting, it says as much on the most recent non-blank page, and below it is a symbol, a small flame in an arch of stone.
Do I
Seems to
recognize
be-
having like drawn it?
It's your handiwork, and it's your handwriting that wrote that little quote there. Kind of interesting. You know, Korvosas, I mean, they're not big on divination. Conjuration definitely takes precedence, but it's useful. If you can make it work, it's invaluable.
I kind of like turn to Barnabas, my little house drake on my shoulder. I'm just like, they don't give us the respect we deserve as diviners. It's all about conjuration and all the other things in the academy. But we'll make our mark. We'll make our mark.
Speaking
Do
of making
I-
a mark,
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say-
So today is the first day, or it would be the first day of the Crimson Festival. The problem is that the burning of an effigy requires dry weather, and it happened to have started raining. Maybe if this city gave a shit about divination, they would have predicted something like this. But alas, you're rained out. Doesn't mean the festival is delayed, however, so you're all expected to still work. But you don't know where you're working yet. You have to talk to Galen.
I suppose we should go find Galen, Barney. He's got to be around here somewhere. As I look at this, do I recognize what it is at all? Just like the shape of it.
You can make a knowledge religion check if you have it.
What?
See if you have it.
I have religion.
Yep. You don't. No idea there.
This is
Brian will
quite
return.
puzzling.
As you're pondering.
I think I like
get a dwarf.
close up the journal and like start looking for a way to go to get to my teacher.
Yeah. You know that he leaves in the mornings to train Poppy, but from all accounts. He's kind of a sadist about it, so you're glad not to be included on those little trips. Mostly Brian and Poppy. He makes them perform tasks that they have no chance of succeeding in. But Brian does return, and I take it the dwarf is still asleep.
Yes, very much so.
I think as he returns, I'm just like trying
the
not
only
to
que-
wake the dwarf and just like casting like little, fucking light cantrips around the room to like not wake anybody up. Just like it's all right.
And he is snoring loudly, like freight train snore.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's one of those days that Brian knows that they've got to be up and soon. So it's like the sweat-covered shirt comes off and just gets lobbed onto the face of the dwarf. And it's gone. It's all cleaned up. Because it's one of those things that he knows this works, and he knows full well if he stays there, the dwarf's on his ass. So we just, gone, clean up inside. He's back. Dwarf's calm down.
I'm just like, oh, that's so unsanitary. Just like try to like cast a quick like prestidigitation to like unsoil his shirt.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the first time that this has happened by far. And so Waldorf reacts very kind of like groggily by rolling over, coughing a few times, finding the remnants of whatever he was drinking before he fell asleep, gargling a few times. It's likely an ale that he's not supposed to have in the dormitory, but he is a dwarf. So, and then proceeds to get up, scratch himself, and start getting ready to go about his day. But he's not terribly happy about it.
So you're still being prestidigitated. One of you is not wearing a shirt. And the
Waldorf is not wearing anything.
All right. So this is the
come
opportune
on, Waldorf,
moment
please. This is
for
he does not care.
Sir Decider to open the door. I take it you don't knock,
No.
Galen. All right. So the door is open.
Fortunately, the beard covers everything.
That's good. That's a great long beard.
So Brian's already moving to clean himself up. No fresh
I
clothes.
think I'm just like behind the back, like using somatic components, like really quietly muttering, like it's like clean up the dirty cups on the table.
Go ahead, Galen.
How nice of you to join us, Waldorf.
Yeah. Then turns around, bends over, picks up his drawers, pulls them on, and
Right. There's a nice 2-mile run waiting for you outside. You should hop to it. It would have
doesn't bother with his shirt, but
it would have been just one if you would have woken up one time.
he grumbles something unintelligible before he heads out the door and starts. And he's at that line between what you could consider like a run and just like a quick walk. He's putting in just enough effort to
flailing his arms real hard while his legs are moving the same speed. He's just like
he's trotting. He's definitely not he's putting in like 65%, just enough so that Galen can't like actually yell at him for not running, but he's not putting in any more effort than that.
I'm just like whispering to like Barnabas much like he's off to stop Galen yelling. We should work on that.
So
He's
what
not
else?
complaining.
Galen,
Yes.
it occurs to me that the burning of Queen Ilios's effigy for the Crimson Festival might be, shall we say, a little difficult, considering it's pouring outside.
Oh? Did your divination magic tell you that? Or was that common sense speaking?
No, I looked out the window.
Right. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to handle that with your magic, right?
Handle lighting the effigy in a storm.
Yeah. You can do something about the storm to where the effigy can burn cleanly. Or at least that's what I promised the promised them that you could do.
What? That's really more of a divine thing, and controlling the weather. That's
Well,
tarp.
do you know the time that the effigy is supposed to be lit? I suggest you start working on a solution.
All right. Does this excuse me from any of my festival duties?
Not at all.
I think I just like close my book and like quietly walk out of the room, and I'm like jotting down notes. I'm like,
As he's walking out, like Theo kind
9 a.m. 9 a.m. Galen doesn't know that I can't control the weather. Not good.
as Theo's walking down out the door, like Galen kind of leans out into the hallway. He's like, "Oh, and Theo, you have a great day."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You too, Mr. Galen.
No,
I get really embarrassed and I just like throw up a dancing lights as a distraction and run away.
That leaves two more of these children that you have left to instruct. One is older than you, but he's a dwarf. So what's 30 for a dwarf? What do you have for them, Galen?
wait, which ones are left? I thought the dwarf was running.
The dwarf. Where did the dwarf go? Have I already lost the dwarf?
Sent him on laps.
I sent him out on the laps because he was sleeping so late.
Oh, okay.
He made it about like half a hallway around the corner, found a nice alcove where he thinks he won't be found, and is kind of
Sitting.
listening out. And
Yeah. What about Brian, the monk?
Brian, what task were you assigned for today?
So I believe my task was to be able to be ready to shift around for what's needed, sir, as well as I think a performance on the stage.
All right. There's a very wealthy patron of the school that
there we go.
has lost a jewel out of her ring in a nearby pile of hay. I need you to find that jewel.
Tidying up the shirt he's on. Sir, which pile of hay?
I'm not sure. There's 3 out the door. You have to decide.
Sir, that's goes the whole hair. There's no arguing. Just out.
And Poppy, what are your tasks for today?
Actually, so Poppy is only just now returning.
Okay.
She was behind you by quite a bit. This was her chance to catch up, though. You notice she stayed behind, maybe to take a couple shots at that archery target before she left. She seems crestfallen, though, so the assumption is that it did not go very well. But she's now heading into the dorm. Go ahead.
So, how'd it go?
It's fine.
All right. Well, whenever you say, we can stop. We can move on to something else. There's other skills that you are proficient at that you could work on. It doesn't all end with archery. We're not all the best at everything.
No, I'll get it tomorrow.
What are your tasks for the day?
I think you set me to guard duty.
All right.
She looks very unsure about that.
Go get changed. Meet me back down here in 15 minutes. As she's walking away, he'll just kind of yell out to her, and he's like, if you don't hit the target tomorrow, there is not going to be another chance. We'll switch to another skill.
Yep, you just hear her footsteps going away.
Oh no.
Maybe a sniffle.
Oh no. As you head out, you'll notice, Poppy, in an alley, sits a dwarf. You got to crane your neck a little bit to see him. I imagine he's not quite your height, loafing about. You imagine he was probably sent to do something that wasn't um, hiding in an alley.
He's eating
I think-
something. You have no idea where he got it from.
Oh, geez.
Dwarf? Galen's gonna find you right there.
Get back to my run in a second. He always finds someone else to harass after a minute.
Okay.
I just needed a snack. I haven't had breakfast yet. I overslept again.
That has mold on it.
Only, you know, you can pick those parts off and it's perfectly fine. You know, nobody will miss it. That's the point.
So, I was going to make you make a fortitude save for running laps, but I'm going to make you make a fortitude save anyway.
Just eating moldy bread.
Yeah, it's a different fortitude save, but it's the same energy there.
All right, that's in my skills. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'll roll it for you because it's
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
kind of about. But you do notice somebody behind Poppy, just a little bit above her height, turning the corner. It's the one person you don't want to see. Go ahead, Daniel.
I start jogging in place.
How'd that fortitude save go?
He passed.
Okay.
He's
Oh, there you go.
Someone passed something.
I do not put the food down.
That's a mood. That's a
I'm
mood.
just simply like jogging in place, talking to Poppy with a loaf of moldy bread in my hand.
Galen takes off his
Well,
cloak.
you know, it's been great talking to you, Pops, but I've got to get back to my run. I'll see you later. And I take off the other direction.
Galen takes off his cloak, his quiver, and his bow, and he hands them to Poppy. He's like, "Will you do me a favor and put these in my room? I'm going for a run." And he catches up next to Waldorf, and he kind of like is just jogging next to him. He's like, "So we're gonna pick this up a notch. I want to see full sprints out of you." But he is now running with him.
He, Waldorf would respond with like a kind of a sidelong look, a sigh, and then grim determination and start just like buckling down. And then he would, you know, actually do what he's supposed to do. But yeah.
Yeah, and
It's those like long sprints, comes back, does the back and forths and yeah, it just goes into full like training mode. Like he
So you two
can
are just
do it,
running
he just doesn't
laps.
want to.
yeah, Galen would run,
Yeah, it's
run with him.
It's up to Galen. How do you smoke them, Daniel?
Well, no, they would run laps. Galen would like walk like while when he's sprinting, he would sprint ahead of him, slow down a little bit, wait for him to catch up, then sprint ahead, slow down, wait for him to catch up, just to make sure he's always there.
Yeah,
Poppy.
I'd say Waldorf is putting in about, a good like 85-90%. Like he, now that now that he's being watched and somebody can actually like monitor him, like, yeah, no, he wants to definitely like he wants to show his stuff, but not unless he has to.
Just the right amount. Theodore, I take it you figured out how to make waterproof fire by now? Probably. You just wrapped that up, right? What's your plan here as the wizard with the impossible task?
I think I am fully sprinting over to the academy, trying to catch like other wizards before they go in for their lessons for today. And I'm like, all right, Barnabas, we got some gold coins still in our pocket. We have some left over. Maybe we could pay one of them to let us learn a fire spell out of their book, because Nethys knows I didn't have one and I can't prepare one, and we're gonna need one if we're gonna dry off that wood.
Well, brushing right past you, you see your two friends running laps. Galen obviously has a lead on the stocky dwarf, but it almost throws you off. You do see a wizard with golden skin heading into the academy. The doors open for him, which is rare. But otherwise, he doesn't notice you. What do you do?
Excuse me, sir. Might I have a moment of your time? I like try to like hold up my spell book to like show that I also am a wizard.
I'm very busy.
Um,
What is it you...
I thought
is-
I could perhaps pay you to learn a fire evocation. I'm not very good at them, but maybe like a burning hands spell or even a cantrip create fire.
What is it you pursue?
Uh um conjuration. Just like fully try to hide that I'm a diviner.
What is your purpose?
I'm assisting with the festival today, and I think with all the rain, we're not going to be able to burn that effigy of Queen Iliosa, and that would disappoint King Vario very much. I need some sort of fire to set the whole thing off.
When I was young like you, I cared about kings. You'll learn much faster when you learn to ignore them. What's this festival to you, boy? It's nothing but a trick.
Listen, the festival's important. Queen Iliosa was a tyrant. With her downfall, the city's prospered. We should celebrate what the heroes did, not ignore them.
It was a long time ago. I'm not even from here. If you're looking to burn wood in rain, magic might be above you. It's alchemy you want.
Al- Alchemy? But
Good day. And he passes through the gate, and it shuts. This is a sound you could hear. It will wake you up in the morning. This tall wall to the gate of the mysterious and famed academy. And he's disappeared. Somehow you know in your mind that he's already forgotten about you.
I think I turned to Barnabas, who's kind of just like flying a little bit above, going through the rain. I'm just like, he can't be serious, can he? I mean, the alchemical university, sure, the king established it, but what is a bunch of potions and ingredients compared to the power of the arcane?
Yeah, and as a wizard, you know, I mean, the one thing that seems to be so precious to anybody well versed in magic or alchemy is time. So who could you even bother that would want to try to explain these things to you? Except, do you know somebody who might know a thing or two about alchemy?
Barnabas, I think it's time maybe we had a little talk with Poppy. Kind of like swirl my cloak around me, kind of like hunch up against the cold and the rain, and go in search of Poppy.
Poppy, you were last spotted in the alley. Where did you go from there? You have Galen's stuff, his bow, which is actually really quite nice. His cloak.
Yeah.
You left in an alley. Where do you go?
She will drop off his cloak in his room, but as she like runs her hand over this bow, is there an archery range like in our dormitory?
No, not in University of Korvosa. That's why he takes you all the way out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for targets, there's a couple of pests in the sky, but
We
not
might
sure
have
that's
set
what-
up something on the roof, Poppy.
It's true. Or I could just shoot
Yeah.
something in his room.
Sounds like a strong
That is
choice.
true. If you just decide something's a target and it's hard to hit, it counts.
Yeah. So I mean, the door is closed. She has this amazing bow in her hands. And so how large is Galen's room?
It's the same dorm as you guys sleep in. It's just sequestered away. Like he's got probably a little 6x6 room with a cot in it, a little desk, a wardrobe.
All right.
Yeah.
So she sets like your actual cloak on your bed into this bundle, opens the door, steps out into the hallway and counts 20 paces, and then knocks an arrow with
Fedor,
your
you
bow.
see it. Now, you can describe the bow, Galen.
So the bow is it's dark varnished wood, like almost black, and it has silver inlaid metal, that kind of filigree that runs around it. It looks to where as if it kind of cracked or broke at some point, and it was just filled in with a silver metal. And the string on the bow is different than the one that you had. It feels less like a string and more like a twine of metal.
Whoa.
Can she even pull it? I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that one's. I don't know if there is a strength minimum, but let me see. But oh, so you see, our dear wizard, you witnessed this. The door is open. The paces have been walked, and before she tries to knock it back, you can interject if you would like.
Poppy, what are you?
Um,
Is that Galen's bow?
in surprise, the arrow probably flies. So
Shit, I like talk.
So for flavor, can we say, like, he had like 2 or 3 pictures that was lined up on the desk? Can we say I hit one of the pictures?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know if I can fix that. I still like flipping through my spell
Well,
book. Like,
where were you aiming, Poppy?
she was aiming at his cloak that she had bundled up, but I feel like the surprise probably made her go wide, and she hit a frame.
Now, but that's the trick about it, is you've been distracted before. Galen does it
True.
all the time. He'll snap a branch. He'll jump at you. That doesn't throw you off, so you don't know why. But you hear that strange whistling noise, and it rips right into that picture. And it's a damn shame that Galen makes you and him notch your own arrows, so he would immediately recognize this as his own arrow being fired at this painting, or the picture. What's the picture of?
The picture is of 2 people that resemble Galen, with a small child, like kind of like holding their hands up in between, like that kind of picturesque family moment. And you definitely destroyed the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's a Taldane man and a Tian woman, and you know Galen is half Tian, and you would imagine that the little kid in that picture resembles him, except you can't see him because there's an arrow where his face would be. You got the bullseye. Task failed successfully, but what do you do?
Theo,
like, hold on. I haven't prepared all my spells today. I might have something that could help.
she like will go and try to pull the arrow out, but just like from the way that it's curved, it like rips the picture even more, and she takes it.
Dear, okay.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
let's just hide it. Let's just hide the evidence.
Hide it.
I think I fully spend one of my like 3 first level spells, and you just hear me like rapidly. I start muttering like arcane phrases, and I summon an unseen servant. And I'm just like, all right, take the frame, get it out of the school, bury it somewhere far, maybe throw it in the Jagare River, and, maybe he'll just think he lost it. And now he won't know that you shot the picture of his parents, I guess. Oh, and you just see the picture like levitate away, like phew, down the hallway.
She like very gingerly places the bow back on the bed and straightens up. Okay. Yeah,
Like,
the picture, I swear he only had this one picture. He must have taken the other one someplace or something.
I don't know. What does he even do in his free time besides scare us? All right, listen.
Yeah, he had this coming. No,
You're
I
not
didn't
wrong.
say that. I didn't say that.
Look, I won't tell him, but
But-
maybe if I don't tell him, you could help me with something. I'm sorry, that sounds like blackmail, and I that's not the vibe I was going for. I'm just really stressed out.
Brian,
Um,
you've likely returned. You're in this hallway now. You've sorted through all 3 piles of hay. You have not found any items at all whatsoever. And I take it eventually you gave up and decided to head back. And
After
prepare.
having the search and determined there is definitely nothing in these piles of hay, and knowing that no other piles of hay. Okay, task done. Searched back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
look
noticed that.
him up and down. Were you searching through wet hay? It's all over you.
In this landing, 3 more humans join this group of 3. Yet, you recognize them. They're a little bit older than you. They're younger than Galen. Rough types. Native Korvosans. Dark hair, dark eyes. Maybe they're related. Brothers or something. Wearing leathers. Maybe they're thieves. Mercenaries, guards. You don't know. But they just kind of stroll in and watch you guys at work. They eye the door that's open, and they recognize it. Galen's, huh?
We're just a couple of pinchers just trying to get by, scoping out the joint. Don't tell him it was us.
No.
we didn't do
I wouldn't.
anything. She's gonna close the door.
There's no evidence that anything was shot
Theo,
by an arrow.
Shut
Fuck, sorry.
up.
You know, you guys are working really hard, considering he's just gonna fail you anyway, right?
You don't know that. Maybe this time we'll be the group to pass. We just have to
Really?
do everything that he says the right way the first time.
Yeah, that's what we did. We did it twice as well as you, too. Nothing.
Well,
What happened?
what went wrong?
We never found out. But
Oh.
what we imagine, it's not us. It's Galen.
So why are you here?
Look, there's probably still a chance for you. Get a do-over.
A do-over?
You need
How?
to discredit Galen. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you get him out, they'll give you a second chance. But if he fails you first, it's over.
Could I
How
try
do we
to...
get him out?
I don't know if this would be what kind of check this would be in 2E, but like a sense motive check. I just like why would they care about us if they've already failed?
Yeah, that's a that is a perception check.
Perception check? Okay.
Versus- Yes. Versus the deception DC.
25.
Yeah, these kids were great. They were excellent. They didn't pass Galen's tests, and he failed them. That's what you know about them, and they're obviously quite upset about it.
Are you just... Is this like a revenge thing for you?
Yeah, you could call it that.
I need to pass this. So, I mean, I'm not saying we're going to discredit him, but do you have something in mind?
It's been 20
Poppy.
kids.
I
You think he's gonna pass you?
Well, maybe.
Theo,
He gave me a
wants you to
task that
make-
was a challenge, but I'm sure it's possible.
What did he ask you to do?
He asked me, he asked me to, light the Iliosa effigy at the festival in the rain.
He asked us to build it without nails.
Why
Good
would
luck.
he? Do you have anything that? Do you have anything on him?
Look, when you change your mind, I'll see you at the festival. Come on, flip. Amen, let's go. The three boys, they head out. You can tell they look related. But they pass Galen himself and Waldorf. I imagine you guys head in.
No.
Waldorf did vomit. He hurled.
Uh,
It was the run or the food. Or
No, Waldorf ran until he literally passed out.
That's wonderful.
Great. So
I
Galen
get some.
is carrying.
I
I get some
his unconscious body
prestidigitation
back.
ready.
Galen's carrying his unconscious body back.
Would he have bothered to carry him back, or would he just leave him where he lay?
So that's an important, and it's an important distinction to make. He never lets any of you in harm's way. That is like he never lets you hurt yourself or anything like that. So he would carry you back.
That makes sense.
That's sweet. Now, carrying them in, you notice the lads that got the door for you. You know these brothers.
Do they say anything to him?
I think it'd be like he'd be conscious by now and like walking, but very like pale and kind of leaning a little bit on Galen for the support, but definitely under his own. Yeah, he'd be ambulatory at this point in time.
Right.
Ambulatory.
Do they say anything to Galen?
No, but you immediately recognize them. These are the Graff brothers. Graffe. They were great at what they did, but they were assholes. They just kind of smile at you and let you in.
He doesn't say anything. He just walks in.
Savage.
You're all meeting at the inside in this hall. Also, Galen, you'll realize as you're setting this person down, your door is open.
She closed it.
No, she closed
Okay.
it earlier.
Your door's closed. Except they're all in front of it, so their
Yeah,
doors
to
on
be
the
fair,
other
we
side.
are for sure.
It's just like very awkward.
I'm like,
like, try
Poppy,
not
I had something to
look at
talk to you about outside. Maybe we should go.
Yeah.
Wait.
Um,
Everybody's here. Let me grab my things and we'll all go to the festival together.
you know what, Mr. Galen? How about I grab them for you? You have dwarf. You probably need to go wash your hands.
It's quite all right. I've carried him before. It's nothing the rain won't wash off.
With some sort of soap.
Well then,
That
could
is
Come,
that-
you could come with me, Galen. I could, give you some prestidigitation treatments and clean you off.
the three of you will move from in front of my door now.
Oh, Brian's kind of already kind of steps, so he's not blocking. He won't be blocking.
Okay.
It's a thing of where Brian would have moved between the door and the gates, but as soon as the gates walked in, he knows the whole pack arc and like, okay, nope, skip out of the way because he don't want there. I'm not getting that way. That's just a poor decision. He's already out the way.
Okay.
I like reluctantly, Barnabas just like running around my feet, just like slowly walk away out of the door.
And Galen at this point will just stare at Poppy.
Here, I'll open your door for you.
Bobby, that's a deception. Let's make a deception check. If you're trying to keep a straight face here, and then I have to ask really quick, Sir Wizard, how much
Yes.
progress do you think you've made with making things seem as they should have been?
I think the unseen servant can move pretty fast. Let me like double check, but I
Yeah.
think he let's see.
There's a window.
It can
so if you
fly
need to
like
get
30
out-
feet around. He could have probably
Yep.
just like flown the evidence away.
Now the evidence should also still be there though. So if have you removed the picture? This drawing.
I think
Have
I
you
told him to
removed
just
it
like
from the wall?
grab the picture frame, grab the picture, leave the arrow and the bow, and just fucking like toss the picture in the Jagare River.
Right.
We panicked, okay?
I didn't say it was a
Okay,
good plan.
so your deception,
Like
Poppy
I think
can't
somewhere
lie.
in the rain,
Very
someone sees
badly.
a floating picture frame.
okay, Galen, you would have known that something was up anyway,
The
because as you
second you
open the
dropped
door,
it.
the drawing is gone.
I vomit
Um,
again.
There's like a little nick in the wall,
Distract
but
him.
it's it's wood, so it's just like a little dot. And your cloak is on your bed,
All balled up.
all balled up. Not balled up, however, is your
Whoa!
bow and
Look at
one
that!
arrow.
Waldorf's vomiting again.
And Waldorf is hurling behind you.
He will just go in, grab his cloak, put the bow around his back, and slide the arrow into a quiver, and then come out the door and close it.
Brian's
Okay,
taking
should try
Brian's
to-
taking careful. Come,
Dear.
here we go. Here we go.
Maybe he didn't notice.
As he's walking, he's like, "That picture was the last thing I had of my parents." You just kind of turn around, look at the both of you. Just thought you should know. And he'll walk out the door.
Oh, we're gonna
Mm.
fail. We're gonna fail. We're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to pick a trade. My dad's gonna make me be a smith.
What did the two
So-
of you do?
Just practicing things. It's a really nice bow.
Perhaps
But
too nice.
we should
Practice
go.
outside next time, if there's next time. Come on, Dorf. Get up. Come on, get up. A little bit of a back rub. Come on, there we go. There
I'm
we
good.
go.
I'm good.
There we
Yeah,
go.
like fall in a step beside Poppy. I'm like, look, Poppy, if we're gonna pass now, we have to be exceptional, better than anyone's ever done. And I talked to a wizard. He was kind of a jerk. Closed the door in my face, but he had a good idea. Well, he thought it was a good idea. That's not the point. He thought maybe, some alchemy could help light the statue up. And I thought you might be able to help. I didn't say anything, but you had some sort of like tinctures on your fingers the other day. Would you know anything about that?
Poppy, you guys were like walking together, and she just immediately stops walking for a moment.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know much about alchemy. Yeah, sorry, Theo, you're gonna have to find someone else.
That's a
Are we
deception
all
check
kind
for
of
me.
walking together?
Yeah, is she lying?
Yeah, well, I guess you guys have to decide. You have about an hour before you need to be across the bridge and then up to the festival. The ground.
It's like a Breakfast
being-
Club moment, though, where we're all kind of like,
Yeah, I imagine.
Squad
heading to the
rolling
door
up.
before you. Yeah.
Poppy
you're
is a
heading out to the-
horrible liar.
I'm just
Like,
Just rolling in general is.
just rolling in
has been-
general is bad,
wow.
except for the one. Oh my god,
Nat 20.
you know
Leave
her
it to
well
the
enough.
diviner. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little something extra there. Yeah,
Okay.
you know what's up, and she's been sneaking out to practice the alchemical arts.
Ooh. I'm like, listen,
She's
Poppy,
fully lying.
Poppy, you're fully lying right now, and I know that you're lying. But look, I get it. We're trying to get into the academy. It's very exclusive. Why would you even go over the? You know what? That's not the issue right now. The issue is just if you can help. We've only got a little bit till the festival's done and dusted. We need to do this now. I'm not gonna tell on you. Look, you trust me. We're study buddies. It's fine. I need something to light it. Do you think I like shoot off a little like jolt cantrip? It's like the tiniest little crackle of electricity. I'm like, you think that's gonna light the whole freaking statue on fire?
Not in the rain. Just how long did Galen give you?
About an hour.
I can't tell you with him nearby. Can we meet? Can we distract him and I can help you?
How long does Unseen Servant last? Can it come back?
How long do you need it to last?
Well, is Waldorf right here and Brian?
Waldorf, I
Yep.
need you to throw
I
up,
think so.
please.
No, wait. Well, what if we I mean, we could just use like not magic. I mean, we used to make fires with wet wood all the time in the mountains. It's possible. It's difficult, but it's possible.
I mean,
I
You
guess,
just
but quick
need
enough.
good tinder, you know.
Have you seen the statue of Iliosa? She's like 20 feet tall.
Yes, but small fires turn into big fires.
Well, I guess. Listen,
It's-
maybe we could
I mean,
distract him with something.
could we conceivably use prestidigitation to dry a small patch of like cloth or material of some kind?
I
Yeah.
think that's one of the functions.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Drawing.
it says in the spell description, it says it can clean
Yeah.
something, but it doesn't specifically say it can dry anything. So I wanted to ask.
Yeah. Definitely can dry
So-
something.
Okay.
I mean, that's a cantrip for me, so we could conceivably dry a section of wood or cloth or something like that, and
and I have it too. We could like
You guys-
get twice as much.
we could work together to just do it kind of the old-fashioned way.
guys, it's still going to be raining outside. You can dry as many spots as you want, but you need to use. She'll
But
like
fire
look around
dries
for
wood.
a moment.
What if we could get
So-
like a big burst of fire at the beginning?
No,
If you can
need
get
to
it going,
use
then it'll dry itself out as it goes, and water evaporates.
Poppy, what do you need? What could we do? You think you have a solution?
Do you have something for this?
You can't. She'll like.
You
She
will let
looks
know.
They're
so
all staring at her
frustrated
intently,
and
like
very
I'm,
much.
I'm definitely like really staring, but I'm also like I like have my fucking like notebook out. I'm just like, yep, okay.
There's chemicals that can burn underwater in water. You're not going to be able to do this with a spell.
Chemicals. I write like chemicals really big in all caps with a question mark next to it.
We need to get something like thermite or some. I mean, I don't even know how we would get that, but that burns extremely easily underwater.
There's going to be an alchemist in the festival on the grounds with a little booth.
Does alchemist fire work in water?
Oh, maybe.
In water? No. Under rain? Yes.
Under rain?
Things about alchemist fires, it just works.
Oh, I could light that from a distance, maybe with like a spark.
Where is Galen right now?
Good
maybe
question.
if
Where
someone
is
could
Galen?
hit the target, we could use a flaming arrow.
You need to check the
He's
store.
looking.
I don't trust the
for
flaming arrow these
Brian.
days. Brian. Yeah. What is
Brian's
Brian
back.
doing right now?
Brian's with the group, but if Galen pulls him aside, Brian will go.
Yeah, he pulled him by the ear, right?
I didn't. But
Go ahead. He does it mentally. He gives you the look so as to pull you by the ear.
right before the doors
Sir.
closing, as he walked out, he just kind of like side-eyed him, like, "Well,
I'm afraid I did not find anything. I searched for all three. There was nothing to be found there. Are you sure it was in the haystack, sir?
yes, I'm sure. I told you the haystacks by the entrance to the festival. These are the haystacks to the entrance to the school."
There he's going.
Oh, it's a trek to get there. Are you running or walking?
Oh, he's running.
Perfect.
Takes off a dead sprint.
Yeah. Full speed.
Galen just
100%.
look at him like, just once. Just once.
You gonna meet him there?
Yeah, no, definitely. Galen will disappear the other way, away from him. And then a few minutes later, you kind of hear like heavy, like flap, like the sound of like rain hitting skin. And then all of a sudden, he's gone.
Listen,
Perfect.
guys, have any of you seen a symbol like this? I know. Look, I know. I had some trouble when I tried to read your tea leaves, Waldorf, but I drew this symbol in my book, and I don't know what it is. I think I divined it.
Oh, nobody recognizes that as you reveal it, except Dwarf. You know that symbol.
Sorry, I was responding to your other thing.
Oh no, you're fine. So this symbol,
The
you
fire.
recognize
Yeah, it's like a
it
little
from a very
arch with a
special
fire.
place. This inscription, it was carved in a place very special to you before you lived in Korvosa.
He like freezes in his tracks.
Yeah.
He was kind of delirious. He's still kind of recovering from the run, so he doesn't actually know where he is right now. He's just been following the group and like walking along with everyone, or at least that's the excuse I'm going to use for not knowing where we are right now.
You've gone a very short distance. It's okay.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, no, he.
Yeah, what do you do?
Do you recognize it, Waldorf? I drew it, but I don't, for the life of me, know what it is.
No, no, it. No, I've never seen it before in my life.
Everyone's lying to me today.
Yep.
I mean,
Really gonna lie to the diviner?
We're trying.
Of all people, you're just teaching him how to be a better diviner.
Oh, I didn't do that well this time, though.
No, so this will be his deception check versus your perception DC.
Oh, okay.
Which he fails.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know he's lying. Or you, at the very least, you know he was shocked to see it.
He blushes, like, and his ears turn bright red first before it passes across his cheeks to his nose. You know, like you all have known Dorf long enough to know when he's lying. Sometimes he's not very good at it.
I'm just like, I kind of put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, look, Waldorf, we're friends. Here, look. I like flip through my book. I'm like, here.
We're friends.
12:03 p.m. We had lunch by the Jagari River. And I told you that embarrassing story when my dad told me to lift the Smith hammer and I couldn't lift it, but my friends made fun of me. If I could tell you that, you could tell me this.
It's just an old family story. It's nothing. It's just my name, Sky Steel. It's the. I'm sure you've heard it from 100 different dwarves, but my family believes that ours is the truth. My ancestor, Torin Stone Sky Steel, he saw. He saw something fall from the sky, and when he went to go find it, he found a piece of metal, and he built a forge that created the most amazing things.
Oh,
It was lost a long time ago, but that's the symbol.
you know, the thing about things that are lost is you could find them again.
No. I mean, every dwarf that came from our clan for the last 100 generations, it's like a rite of passage to go looking for the thing, and no one's ever found it. It's an old story. It's a myth. It's something to tell the wee bairns when they go to sleep at night. To keep them. You know, to be perfectly honest, most of us just use it as a chance to get away from our mums and dads and get out into the world and kind of let loose a little bit, sow some wild oats before we come back. But like, uh, yeah, no, it's just an old story. It doesn't mean anything.
But if you found it, could you make wonderful things happen too?
I mean, I, uh, mm. He just gets really quiet after that.
Well, okay.
He kind of shoots you like a sideways look and just kind of gets really quiet. Because uh, yeah, I suppose.
So, Poppy hurt herself in her confusion.
For real?
Poppy, who are you trying to lie to?
The wall?
Yeah, what? Who are you decepting?
The wall.
She's not deceiving anyone.
Okay.
While she's listening to Waldorf's story, it doesn't seem like it's the first time she's heard it.
Okay. I was gonna never mind.
She might accidentally say that out loud, honestly, at this point. That's
Wait, Poppy, this isn't the first
Wow.
time you've heard it?
He glares at her,
You were
like
saying-
gives her like the.
God.
You were
Oh,
talking
it-
out. You were talking out loud again.
Dang it. I mean, this is totally the first time I've ever heard this
Doing,
story.
like semaphore behind her with the flags, like shut the fuck up.
I'm just like jotting down notes next to the symbol I drew. Like, all right, Waldorf. Everyone knows. Like colon. Like, am I the last to know?
I'll
Oh, the worst.
I'm gonna go to my room real quick. I'll meet you guys back down here for the story I've never heard before.
Aren't we already on the way to the festival? You'll be
Yeah,
late.
that's a good escape because you know that with that they have to head up to the grounds to start building for the festival.
I should
So
probably
it's
go
convenient
get
for you to
a
try to
shirt.
slink away. Yeah.
I look over and I'm like, oh yeah, you're still shirtless.
Yes, he is still only in breeches at the moment.
And with that, we'll head to the grounds of the festival.
Oh yeah.
Galen, Brian, you are there much earlier. They're cooking a massive spider, roasting it.
Ugh.
It's for the people assembling this little festival. The rain has slowed their work, but they've remained vigilant. Brian, what you were dreading is what is before you. There are many piles of hay all around this little fire, and you know what your task is. Go ahead, Galen.
Oh no, it seems that we are a tad too late. They have gathered all the hay here, and now the original 3 piles have multiplied into many. It is a shame. Although, that you may have to dig through all of these piles of hay, I am here to support you mentally.
I think we're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been trying to
Oh,
fix
you're
it on my
fine.
end. I think it's actually just nope. That's slightly off. I've shut a few things down. Mind saying what you were just saying to Brian again? Because
You're
sorry.
standing before now 20 piles of hay rather than 3.
I missed the 20
It seems
part. It's so many.
they've mixed up the 3 piles that he had picked out. They've mixed it with the rest of them. So now, of course, you have to search all 20.
It's a shame. But know that I am here to support you mentally.
Put a lot of emphasis on mentally.
Because that's all he's going to be here as.
He's there in spirit.
Right.
Hmm.
I'm here to
So,
help you. Go ahead.
oh. Okay. So Brian's going to be going. So, do you know if those three have been shifted from their positions, or have they all been moved around? Sorry.
From what I asked, they said that all the piles of hay are here now. So
They seem to have no clue.
it's all been mixed up.
Okay. Well, this is a simple process of elimination.
Your
And I'll
hands,
just get to work.
yeah, they'll crack after a while. It is going to be probably a couple hours of this, so I'm going to need a fortitude save as you go about the most dull task you could possibly imagine. And it's quite a shame. You wonder actually if he's doing this out of spite. To think of the amount of training you went through mentally and physically to be the best of the best of the best. You've mastered peak performance as you know it, and yet he's making you sift through hay. Of anybody that could do it. I mean, you could pick up a goblin and have him sort through this stuff, but he's somehow chosen you. It's probably a bitter moment. But it doesn't take long before the rest of the party arrive. There's um, there's a very special energy to this festival. Everything is as vibrant and playful as it could possibly be. If only for a single day in Korvosa, people sort of forget their troubles, or they would if not for the god awful rain. It soured people's moods. Usually, people would show up early to start drinking. Nobody's done such a thing, so the only people here are the laborers. That they're just setting up and hoping the rain clears by nightfall. You do see the alchemist tent across the grounds, however. But you see Galen first.
Damn, I like look towards it and spot him first.
Blocking the way there.
So every 20 minutes, Galen pops back up to Brian, and he's holding either some kind of drink or some kind of food, and he offers him some. He's like, you can take a break. You can tell me you didn't find it. Like, he always leaves the room there for him to say enough is enough.
Can I like fire off like a little message cantrip to Brian and try to like
Yeah.
you? I can do it from about 120 feet. I was like, do you need help? You try to search the hay piles quietly.
My response every time Galen turns up is they accept the really substance and then get right back to it, systematically going through one at a time. He knows this is a test, and
So you
Yeah,
just
he
remain
does.
vigilant, huh?
I try to like
Right.
cover my mouth a little bit so no one can like see me doing this whisper, but I tell you guys, I'm like, he doesn't want any help. I guess let's just. Galen, do you need us to do anything, or should we go about our tasks?
Oh, look who's decided to join us. Well, have you decided
Waldorf
on
was
how?
eating again.
Have you decided on how you're going to light the pyre?
I'm working on it. I just wanted to check in, and then I'll be on my way. I have a few ideas.
I'm sure you do. Nope. I have nothing for any of you right now. Oh, I mean, I do have something for one of you. He looks at Poppy. But that's just contempt.
Ooh, I think
Bitter.
I get annoyed at that as he just
I think
like
Waldorf.
openly.
Sorry, go
Can
ahead.
I want to use my ability to cast a touch spell through my familiar, and I'm gonna send Barnabas around to try and just like touch the back of Galen's cloak, and with an arcane sigil, just put like a middle finger on the back of it.
That's wonderful.
Just have him like
Right.
float around.
Mm.
I was gonna say Waldorf like audibly growls.
Now, Waldorf, last you heard, your job was to maintain the cages for the big beasties just north of here.
Mhm.
There are monsters. It's like it's an experience to get to observe the spiders, big and small, and then perhaps to indulge in eating one. That's part of this festival. Turns out people in Korvosa love spiders enough to ogle them and eat them. But
I turn to
your
Pop like,
walks
we
here
make the best spider stew in all of Varizia. No one
that's
does
a
it
high
better than
mark,
Korvosa.
certainly. Now, there's some equipment here if you're trying to forge something together, but yeah, you have to make sure these cages are not going to break open anytime soon because they tend to wear.
Um, I think this is probably one of the few things that Waldorf actually takes seriously.
Yeah,
But not so much out of a sense of like obligation, but because he likes spending time with the critters. He's a bit of a Hagrid, I
Oh,
think. You
mm,
know, they make more sense to him than people do. So he kind of kills time by mending the cages and keeping track of things and making sure that there aren't any like sharp bits for the critters to get hurt on. And they can be pretty big, burly, and rough. So like if they bend one of the bars or something like that, they could hurt themselves. Like he wants to make sure that
yeah,
yeah, and or at least that's his excuse. But he really just prefers spending time around the creatures than he does around the other people.
certainly. And they might even act as if they wouldn't kill you if you let them open the hatches there. But
Yeah, but he
yeah,
doesn't believe it for a second.
there is a cage with nets full of spiders, and then there is another cage with a large spider, your size. And then finally, there's this massive cage. It sits against a canopy that's sort of overgrown. You can tell they put it there every year. Um, some plaque at the base of it calls it the Great Beast. Um, but you can't see it because it's sort of in shadow. You just see two massive glowing eyes. As you approach, what do you do?
I He approaches very kind of slowly and carefully, and he talks to it as he walks forward. He doesn't know what the hell it is. He's never seen it, but he kind of just
Yeah.
chatters just like it's an like a baby kitten or something bigger. Like just a you know oh it's just me again. He's kind of got his chatter that he does as he's working on stuff. Like, don't
Right.
mind me, it's fine. How are you doing today? I think it's a bit wet and rainy, but I'm sure you don't mind. You're a big guy. you know
Make a will save for me because this thing you realize looks rather huge from what you can
he
tell as it creeps
yeah,
towards you. Its eyes are,
oh,
I mean, the size of your hands, and an arm's length apart as it as it creeps over. You're not afraid though, because you had a feeling it was a trick. As it comes out to the light out of the canopy, you notice the reflection on both of its palms were shaped in the hands to mimic eyes. As it approaches, it's an arachnid sitting on two legs, humanoid in form, about the size of a human. And then with that thing that looked like an eye, he waves.
Oh, look at you. You are beautiful.
Hello.
Sorry,
You're
I've got
here
a
to
lot of
test your
lag right
locks.
now.
Is that the thing saying hello to him?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's kind of taken aback. Oh, you can speak. You can understand me.
Will you be the one to free me?
I I, I don't know. Um, how'd you, how'd you get in there?
You notice it wouldn't look around in any way that you understand, but awkwardly it stumbles, like it's looking for a word. Maybe its Taldane isn't that good. And then it repeats, will you be the one to free me? I must return.
Return to where?
Sort of just slumps his shoulders, shakes his head, and he heads back in. Not to speak with you. Look around, it's evidently there are spiders of all sorts here at this festival. But Galen, as you're going about, watching Brian pick through the hay, you notice Poppy is over speaking to the alchemist. There's a little station. It looks like he does this every year. He sets up some reagents and he colors people's hair for mere copper. They're talking about something. You're too far away to hear it though. What do you do?
He sits back, uninterested, and doesn't really pay attention all that much to him. He kind of goes over to Brian again, offers him, um, again to a reprieve and everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
Think-
And then, as when Poppy leaves, is when he'll go over to the shopkeeper.
Mm.
After he knows that they're all out of eyesight.
Well, Poppy, where do you go then after this? You've spoken with this alchemist. Is there anything that you were inquiring about?
She's wondering if he has access to magnesium or like spirit of wine. She's like just listing ingredients to him. Kind of like has her face like down and covered, but she's very bad at hiding herself. So everyone knows that it's Poppy anyways.
Right. Hmm. Were you inquiring about lighting this?
Yeah, I
pyre.
mean, the alchemist would know that this is all ingredients for alchemist fire.
Right. Yeah. But he doesn't ask questions because that's sort of the thing with alchemists. You sometimes you just don't want to know why people are after the things that they're after, but he'll send you off with a couple of jars.
Yeah,
He tells you not to mix them,
yeah.
or very much so to mix them, but he trusts your discretion about what you're about to do because you mention these things by name. But after you leave, Galen, you approach him, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
And as he approaches him, he just kind of says, he's like, he would know that the alchemist is, right? Because he's worked
Yeah.
the festival every year.
To Noah. Yeah, he's there every year.
Galen just kind of props up like underneath the canopy from the rain, looking out like at Brian. He's like, Tanoa, what was she asking for?
Oh, friend, you. Are you even going to pass these kids?
I have
Even the
every.
alchemist called him out.
I have intentions to pass them. They're the first class in ages that has potential. They just need to learn that sometimes it's okay to fail.
Have you learned that lesson?
Every year.
They're creative types. Poppy, she just needed some help, that's all.
Right.
What is it? Iomade, Aristil. Whatever she has going on, it's clearly not working out for her.
But I just need to be wary that she's not going to blow her hand off in the process.
Oh, that's the trial by fire. No, she's quite talented. Everything you've seen so far, that's nothing compared to this. Maybe you don't know, she's quite the alchemist, but you didn't hear it from me.
I can only know what they are willing to show me. Can only offer them help on what they ask for.
Indeed. And what of, what's his name? Dwillin? Waldorf?
Oh, the
Progress
dwarf?
with him? He's expected to produce his magnum opus by the end of today, isn't it?
Well, he's been keeping late nights enough. Hopefully he'll come through, but the help he's asked me for has been very limited, so my input to that is minimal.
Best of luck.
Save the luck blessing for him, not me.
I would say
It's-
that Waldorf is like anytime the Galen has come around to try and see what Waldorf is working on, he very specifically tries to hide it from him.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Galen doesn't pry too much. He just always tries to. If you need anything, I'm here. Other
Like
than
the
that,
almost like awkwardly like Galen like, oh no, we're right here, nothing to see here. Oh, good.
yeah, the only person he probably gets a little too close to is when he's looking over Theo's shoulder into his book. He's like, "Oh, that's what you read about me."
What is Theo doing right now?
I think Theo is just like quietly muttering like a prayer to Nethys. He's super not religious and doesn't want the gods' help to solve the world's problems, but he's just like, all right, magic is in all things, and in all things it is in the air, the stone, the flame, and the water. It is time, space, and the void. Nethys, if you are ever going to do your work, do it today. And I think I'm kind of just like making busy work, like fiddling with the wood around the fire and just like constantly looking over to see if Poppy has left the alchemist's booth yet.
Yeah, Poppy has, and I take it she actually probably headed up to speak with Dorf before returning to you, since you did just speak to Galen. He crept up on you as you were waiting for Poppy to return. Dorf, what are you doing right now?
Um, so is this like a cage, like with bars?
Yeah.
Um, he is ostensibly trying to like check the seams around the bottom of each bar, but he's actually trying to see where that creature went in the cage and trying to like catch a better glimpse of it.
Yeah, he's sort of snuck to the back, and because of the weather in particular and the thick trees right behind it, it's sort of hard to see. You
Mhm.
can see his silhouette, but you swear you also see people on the other side of the cages, just way back, tucked away. Poppy, you
in
see
the
this too as
cage?
you approach. Not inside the cage, on the outside. It's like he's moved over to that side that they're in.
I would keep checking the bars.
Yeah, going around the perimeter. Poppy, you also see that. There's people out in the dense woods back there.
Like blinks a couple times to make sure that they don't like
Yeah,
leave.
make a perception check. And a random tidbit. Dorf, you do know that you have a number of hours before your piece is expected to be due. Part of taking this job was knowing that there is a blacksmith station for repairing these things and a carpenter's kit.
Mhm.
If you wanted to try to get some work, because I figured you're the person who just kind of put the finishing touches, like you waited to the very last minute.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah. So while
he's been
things,
like plugging away at it, but yeah, the like the last minute, the things that are gonna make it actually like worth presenting, he hasn't even really started yet.
right. Well, this is a good opportunity. Everything looks secure. Poppy has arrived, and you know there is a little blacksmithing station just outside of the grounds, tucked away where things can be ugly as people set up. If you wanted to get to work on it, or you can speak to Poppy.
I think that he would kind of like share a look with Poppy. Poppy, I think, knows Waldorf well enough to know that he has waited until the last minute to do this, and he just kind of like motions to the blacksmithing station and kind of I gotta go do that thing I was supposed to do like weeks ago, and heads over and starts working on it.
Yeah, she's probably assuming that he's mad at her. But she wants to walk around the cage and like just see what that group of people is doing, because are they supposed to be there? Because she just like remembers, oh yeah, I'm also supposed to be on guard duty, and just like is
They don't seem
stressed.
like they should be there.
Oh
And
no.
they kind of run off. You didn't get a good look at them with your perception check, though.
No.
Something seems up. And Mr. Windhammer, if you can make a crafting check, actually, as you get to work on this thing.
A craft check.
Can I see him crafting from where I am?
You saw him head up there. There's like it's like a little plateau where people come and go to work on things.
Okay.
So like repairing things to come back and
I
continue
think
to set
I'm
up.
equally worried my friends are gonna fail. So if possible, I want to like sneak up so he can't see me.
Ooh, stealth check.
All right, I want him. I'm gonna try to help him out here.
All right. And Poppy, would you like to get somebody to help you with this, or are you just going to try to pursue them? What are you going to do?
I'll take a
I
I
19
know Brian
with
has got a boring job right
untrained.
now.
How far away would Brian be? Because she like just saw them left, and
Oh, so
Ugh.
Dorf is a ways out. He's kind
Yeah.
of up a hill. You can see he's like 200 feet
But
away or something.
if Brian's nearby, she'd try to wave him over.
Yeah, he's like maybe 100 feet away. You could shout at him. He's picking through hay, believe it or not.
Yeah. Gosh dang it. Uh, if she thinks she could get to him quick enough and then not lose the trail of the people that have left, she will try and do that. It's just
a good
worrisome with
risk.
the rain. But she doesn't want to go by herself. So
Yeah.
yeah, she'll
right.
try and get Brian.
Can I tell if a 16 was like enough to do what he's doing?
Well,
Because I think if I looked at him and I thought it wasn't his best work that I've seen him work on in the past, I'm gonna try and read the future and help him fix that.
You're gonna try to read the future.
Yeah.
Okay, I have something for that. Brian, you hear though something about people maybe causing trouble. You know it's probably going to upset Galen if you try to leave. But what do you do
But Poppy's requesting my Poppy's requesting my aid. I go,
for a potential threat? Yeah.
well, And if I fail, so you succeed, then fine. And I follow.
All right. So you two, do you run over there where you saw these
I follow Poppy. I have
ruffians?
no idea what.
Yeah, she just knows that Brian's going to start running, so she starts running.
Excellent. And Galen, what were you doing during this?
He's probably like, standing on top of on top of a tent somewhere, like just oddly,
Yeah.
like how the hell did he get up there while eating some of that spider? Just watching them run off, just
Excellent.
It's like a fucking turkey leg, but it's like a segmented like arthropod
Spider
leg.
leg.
right, just
Gross.
Chewy.
Athletics checks from Poppy and Brian. Theodore, you said you're doing some divination to help. your
Yeah, I
friend
think
here?
I'm gonna try to use I can do it basically twice per day because my familiar can help me do it a second time. But I'm going to try to use my diviner's sight. And I'm gonna roll just like a flat d20 and see if I can get higher than his 12, and then give him that roll instead.
Okay.
Right.
Mm.
Nope.
Oh.
No.
I try to read the things of fate. I'm just like, nope. I'm just not
Now,
gonna interfere.
Do we have hero points?
You do have a hero point.
Okay.
Oh,
Which will give you a
someone
reroll
did
on a
give me a hero
check.
point earlier. I'm gonna spend the hero point to reroll that. I really want to help him. Oh, so close.
So close.
Well, I'll tell you. Something happens. You see, Dorf, what do you look like in terms of appearance?
Pretty I'd say stereotypical kind of Tolkien-esque dwarf. He's about what's the average height for a dwarf? Like 4 foot?
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Five.
Like
He's
4
like
foot
4'5" roughly. Stocky, kind of auburn, reddish, that coppery kind of colored hair, which on his head he keeps cropped relatively short just because of his work in the forge. But just like any good dwarf, his beard is long and luxurious. When he is not sleeping on it or it's covering his unmentionables, he does braid it for the most part to keep it out of the way. For special occasions, he will do like the really intricate dwarf braids, but just for generally speaking, he does kind of just
Right.
braid it and keep it out of the way.
Now, is this
Um,
like a black hair?
There is like a streak of black in it, but again, it's that like coppery kind of
Yeah.
almost like a metallic hue, more so than your standard kind of like blonde or red.
Right. And that's the part that really sticks for Theodore because it didn't make sense. You saw him. But it didn't look like him. Everything was braided differently. His hair was covered in ash. His hand was a claw. But this magic that you used, it extended to him. As you lowered a piece of metal into the water, you see your own reflection. Glowing red eyes. Your teeth, they're sharp. And that hand that lowered the piece of metal, it appears to have claws of some sort. You blink and it's gone. You both saw this. And that same image on your chest there for a second. Brian, you catch up to one of these kids. It was the Graff brothers. The 3 of them. You managed to catch the youngest one as they were fleeing. And he says, it's too late, buddy. We won this one. Suddenly you hear in the background screams. The crowd that was gathering as this place was being set up, suddenly it's like they're in a panic, fleeing.
What did you do?
Kid says, I gave that spider the keys.
Why?
He just smiles.
No wonder
We're
you
gonna do
failed.
initiative, guys.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Let me do that.
It's going to take a while to get back, at least for most of you. I'll run all of the initiatives. I have a means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm thinking,
Um,
I have no idea how the hell to run it. I've never seen them before. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing.
Brian, you're first.
Oh,
You'll have a full action. It's going to take you an entire round to get even into the map to catch up. I imagine you sprint with everything that you have if you're
Yep.
trying to play hero here. So make an athletics check for me.
Okay, athletics check. That'll be nope, that one. Let's see. 8. Total of 12.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to catch on. Nothing too extravagant, though. You still have to make your way around the cages. You notice, though, the first thing that you see, a swarm of spiders. The nets, they just sort of bursted open, and these things are crawling out. You didn't get a good chance to look at the plaques while you were here, but it said something about them being deadly venomous.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just the tidbit that you got. Dorf, let's make an athletics check if you're trying to. This moment that you had with this forge, this connection. You and Theodore, you both saw it, but it's faded just as soon as you got an idea of what was going on. The moment you recognized what you were seeing, that vision of yourself, disturbing it as it is, you can't focus on it now because it seems like somebody is playing saboteur. 14 is decent. That will put you in front of one of the cages. You notice a red hand, a kobold reaches out to try to grab you from stuck within the cage. Likely he's just in a panic, but your turn will have to end there as you do play catch up. Poppy, let's get an athletics check.
let's see. Can't it be an acrobatics check? Athletics.
Acrobatics, huh? Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, 'cause I can't roll. Finally, something
Ooh, okay.
okay.
Yes.
All right. The tusk creature that you cannot identify is below you. You managed to jump to get a vantage point. Your footing is not sure. It's going to be another acrobatics check on the beginning of your next turn, but you'll end there. Below you, however, is a massive swarm of spiders and an even larger spider at the head of them crawling towards the crowd.
Yeah.
Theodore, you have something? Just going to make a plain athletics check.
I don't think I have anything that's gonna help me with this.
All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be straight athletics. not his strength.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, you managed to you catch up. You get actually ahead of Dorf, and you see the creature that was reaching out to him. It's a red kobold just trying to break out of this cage. He was not freed.
do I have enough time to like shoot off a spell?
Sure. Give you an action.
I think I see him like going for my friend, and I'm just like, look out! And I'm just gonna fire off, just like a cantrip. I'm gonna use the Ray of Frost.
That will teach him.
I'll try to drag it. Is his token on the map?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I'll roll that for you.
Cool.
Pop. It does hit.
Perfect. Right.
Smacks him right in the hand, and he recoils. You notice now, only after you've done that, that he's actually just trying to get out of the cage. Because as you turn on your feet, you notice there are hundreds, if not thousands, of spiders crawling out of these nets that have been broken.
Oh, sorry, sir.
This is the worst case scenario as far as this festival is concerned. But Galen,
Right.
you're in a fortunate position. You're on top of a tent right now. The blue one, to be exact. You imagine these spiders have not noticed you, but what do you do?
Are any of them getting closer to the group?
No, they're headed in your direction. That's where the bulk of people are. Some people were actually setting up. That you had early arrivals here.
All right. Yeah. So as the you said there's a bigger one that's kind of like leading them.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna take aim at that one. That's the one
Excellent.
that's separate from the large swarm, right? The
Yep.
medium animal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hero point that. Why not?
Are you attacking with your bow?
Yeah.
Watch and learn, kids. This is how a hero does it.
Not at all. Because he
Oh.
is missing
Soup.
like crazy.
Man. You're shooting like Poppy right now.
I know, right?
Oh, too soon.
I was gonna say, did Poppy see that? Because she would be like, "See,
That one hit.
Baby rise."
And
Poppy's like comparing the
Ooh.
distance from her targets to how far he just had to shoot.
That is a hit, yeah.
I
it
have
does
that
double damage dice on
It does.
from gravity.
So it does. Gravity adds 2 damage because it's double your number of damage dice. So with
Right.
that, yeah. Actually no. Oh yeah, double. Okay, so now it adds 4. To
God
that.
damn.
Oh honey, it's dead.
Yeah,
It's gone. Look at you one-shotting things.
So as
At level 3.
the bigger spider kind of crawls out, just see the arrow fly out of nowhere, with that familiar twing of the bowstring that Augie,
Wrong game.
whoops, that Poppy would know.
That's just insult to injury there, Pompey. Really showing you how it's done. But you, Brian, this is your chance to play hero. There's a swarm of spiders. You don't really know what else is going on. There could be other enemies. And there are obviously people that are panicking, trying to figure out how to get out. What do you do?
So, how close am I to the swarm?
You're about 20 feet away, and 10 of it is difficult terrain. So you can move there in your turn. You can get there in one stride.
Yeah, so in a single move, yeah. So, I'm going to. And this is gonna potentially hurt. Probably a lot, but then again, there are innocents there, and I'll move up, and I will enter my wolf stance. So my lowers, and I will make a wolf jaw attack.
Excellent.
Because
Charging in. That's probably the best stance to handle something like a low swarm of spiders. Poppy and actually everybody will see this. Brian would be the type of person to charge into a fight that he thinks he's going to lose anyway. But nevertheless, he's chopping at these things.
Trying to figure out how to
I've got
roll onto attacking those.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Jaw attack. Ooh, that is a
Eating
hit.
them.
Nice.
Your D8 plus strength.
It's a finesse, so it should you use my dex, shouldn't it?
Oh, plus dex. Gotcha. Okay.
Dex.
You notice as you start whacking away, it's virtually nothing. You can get one of these, maybe 1 or 2 of these things at a time, but you have a feeling you're losing this fight long before you're even making a dent in these things, because you can kill maybe 1 at a time, but there are hundreds of them. They're just sort of spreading out.
And do I have in time to say anything as I'm doing this?
Yeah, you do.
Because do I see anyone close by?
Poppy is up above on that woolly elephant type creature, that's freaking out as it's tied down and trying not to get killed by these things. And you do see Theodore and Waldorf are off in the distance, as well as Galen. That's a bit of a shout.
And I was going to Poppy. Trying to get the voice. Poppy, get those people out. I'll hold them back as long as possible. Save as many as you can. Don't worry about me.
Galen, you do notice that, by the way. Him playing hero, huh? And sure enough, that swarm does turn on him. It was in the direction of this crowd, and it moves towards Brian. And some of it actually, it starts crawling up that creature as it's tied down. Sadly enough, and it's gonna start biting at you. One attack. It is a hit.
Yep.
And when you make a save, you can feel that venom immediately sinking into your blood, and you have no problem with it. But and now it starts to also crawl up this thing. Poppy, you know you have a limited amount of time. But Dwarf, what do you do?
I run.
All right.
My little
so-
short, stubby legs, just like.
Yeah, where are you headed to? The
I'm heading
swarm?
for Poppy.
For Poppy, okay. You've got a speed of 20 feet. So your first stride is that far.
Yep.
Second stride is that far.
Yep.
And your third stride is that far.
It's so
That is your charge. That's
Yeah. Exactly.
Prodding away.
Hell yeah.
Squeaking at
And-
full speed.
And he is not happy about it, and he is cursing Galen the entire time for making him run earlier, because now he needs to run and his legs are tired and he cannot, like, he's like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna.
Oh man.
Maybe if you ran more, you'd be used to it.
Ooh.
Oof. That's an oof.
Poppy, you see people coming to your rescue. You're not sure you needed to be saved or anything, but yeah, you know that this thing probably needs to be saved. What do you do?
So Brian is being swarmed right now, right?
Yeah, they're crawling all over him.
So she is going to jump down off of this thing. So probably acrobatics check for that.
Yep.
And it's just uncharacteristically like cursing
Yeah.
everything. As she gets as close as she can to Brian, because she is going to pull out those bottles that she had gotten earlier.
Ooh.
The price you pay.
I'm like, no, the statue.
Yeah. And she, if she's able to, is going to throw the bottle of spirit of wine and in the other hand the magnesium, so that they'll ignite together
Oh,
to
dear.
form alchemist fire. That almost
You needed them.
I
Yeah,
like
sure enough.
let out like a little like oh.
Brian, I'll let you make a reflex save here.
Sorry.
To
Yep.
try to avoid this.
Sure.
I mean, you have some time, you know. Ooh, excellent.
26.
He, like,
Nice.
Jumping
yells
back,
at you.
dodge out of the way, and an eruption of flame. These things just go belly up and start crackling in. They've turned into a Korvosan delicacy, apparently. And with the exception of a few that scatter, it's clear. There aren't. I mean, the spiders have sort of just made their way out, and now people are riled up, but sort of as they come to, they realize the threat's been managed. We're out of
Or
initiative.
like
Psycho
chugs up,
attack.
like,
Are you all right? That was
As
a lot of
Waldorf
fire.
runs up, Poppy's gonna run past him towards the alchemist tent.
Aw, you just brush him off just like that, huh?
She did.
The real question is, do you brush off Theodore, and then do you brush off Galen as he stands in the intersection as you would be on the way to the alchemist's
Ooh.
tent?
She sprints past everyone to get to this alchemist
Ooh,
tent.
brushed you off, Galen. That goes in the report.
He'll just like nod as she runs by.
Did the alchemist run away? Because if they did, she's just gonna help herself to everything.
Yeah, the alchemist is not anywhere to be found.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then she is just gonna go through the vials, just like picking them up to read them to try and find the ingredients to make an antidote.
I think I just try to start distracting Galen so you can like get away with this. I'm
I
just
mean, she saw Brian being bitten and is assuming that
Yeah.
these spiders are poisonous.
Yeah.
Right.
Galen would walk up to Brian first and look him over thoroughly. Like
Sir.
anywhere the spiders were on him.
Bitten all over.
oh god.
So just gonna shake his head and just kind of clap him on the shoulder, like, let's hope that Poppy knows what she's doing.
That's a craft check, Poppy.
Well, based on all my other rolls on making a poison,
Probably.
I'm gonna as I see you're starting to like prep something, I'm gonna have Barnabas
I have a hero
fly
point.
over to me. I'm gonna try to fix it.
Okay.
Barnabas like glows, gives me back my focus to try to do this again. I'm gonna try to see the future and see what really is gonna happen with her prepping these alchemical vials.
Mm.
No, I won't.
Come on.
God. I'm the worst divider.
Looks
Wow, you
good
can't
to
even see
me.
the past with that kind of roll.
I'll use one of my hero points.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's redo that craft check and make a stronger poison.
I'm gonna.
Much better.
Can I?
I believe with it being in my formula book, I think I get a bonus.
Oh yeah.
2. Yeah.
Also, I still
Yeah,
have that
no.
other hero point that Sparrow gave me in the chat, but I'm not gonna use that yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you gotta hang on to that one. You're gonna need it.
I don't trust my
21.
I don't trust my luck right now.
Waldorf. You had a weird moment.
Mm-hmm.
Minutes later, it's been calmed again, but you know you still have that thing you need to make. What do you do?
He starts by kind of looking around and seeing where everybody else has run off to at this point in time, and kind of seeing where everybody is. And when he realizes that nobody's really paying attention to him, he are there any sort of like sacks or like small like pouches or anything that I could like nearby, like a paper bag, like anything from like a food vendor or anything like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's stuff all about.
So he finds like a little like a small like canvas bag and just kind of scoops some of the smaller crispy spiders into the bag. Starts walking
Nice.
around like snacking on them like
Yum.
popcorn. You said it was a delicacy, man. So
Yeah.
but then if nobody is really paying attention to him and everybody else seems to have kind of gone off and done their own thing, he's kind of standing there going like, well, I'm here and now you don't need me. I guess I'll just go back to what I was doing before then. All right, well, just and turns around and heads back over to the blacksmithing tent. And the whole walk back,
Yeah.
he's kind of thinking about the spiders, and he's thinking about that image that he saw in the water, and it's like that's really kind of stuck in his head. And he's just kind of he's pensive at the moment.
Yeah. And as you return, you notice something's different. You can feel it. Make a perception check as you reach that the crest of the hill where people have their little workshops set up, just out of sight of the actual festivities. While you do, Galen, do you have anything you wanted to say to Brian? Gonna make him get back to work.
No, actually, he's gonna make him sit the fuck down.
Hmm.
Um, and he's going to look at him and then kind of shake his head and be like, I understand what you were trying to do. But know who you're fighting and do what you can in that moment. I'm glad you're okay, is what I'll say.
Thank you, sir. I knew from the outset that I think it was a fight that there was no way I was going to win. It was a definite failure for me. However, if I could buy some time for others, then
Well, you know that you had Theo coming right around the corner, who is capable of handling things in large swaths. You could
I like
have
the whole-
moved to defend him. You could move to defend Poppy. You could have utilized your time to get people out of harm's way. You don't always have to charge into attack, is what I'm trying to say. And
Yes, sir.
just, I'm proud of what you did. Don't be so willing to throw your life away, though.
I failed to, sir. I'm sorry.
You didn't fail. Just there's 14 more bales of hay. Go look.
The numbers increased, and now you know what that wagon was offloading. Apparently,
I'll just groan back to it. Getting back to it.
This is
I
what
think
happens.
it's a will save now as you dig through these things.
This is what
Will
happens
save.
when you fluster your teacher. Just
15.
Laugh the crushing boredom.
Poppy,
Wait.
what are you doing now?
Well, assuming she made an antidote and not a poison, she's going to go to Brian and see if he needs help. Like kind of pulling him out of the hay.
Right.
So,
I need you to drink this. I'm pretty sure it's fine.
I trust you, Poppy.
Oh God, please work.
that's Galen's just sitting there.
Pass the bottle back. So back to it.
It don't taste the best.
It's bitter.
Does he die?
Does he die?
Just straight death, no saves.
No. As far as you can tell, he has not died. He is a-okay.
He's died on the inside.
Yeah, for some of these spiders, you never know what happens in the long term, and you might have killed him, you might have saved him. You'll never know. It's the alchemist's gamble.
Well, she's not an alchemist. She said her prayers, so
Oh right, yeah, those kinds of prayers.
yeah.
Well, then the next few hours will pass by pretty uneventfully.
How long do I have to light the thing? To light the effigy?
Yeah, so it's actually It's only about noontime right now.
Okay.
It looks really dark, but that's because of this like thick haze of clouds and fog. You imagine it's going to affect sunset. It's going to look dark basically all day until you actually get that real darkness. Um, Sundown is usually when, but it's really hard in weather like this to even know. Say you've got about 6 or 7 hours. So what do you guys? What is your plan to somehow win Galen over by the time that effigy is lit?
Hopefully, Poppy wants to go try and find the brothers that had set the spiders loose.
Survival check.
Ooh, that's a
What
good
else?
idea.
Waldorf is
Um,
easy. Waldorf is in a fugue state trying to finish his
Ooh.
magnum opus here.
Yeah, crafting check.
Right, just working away through each
No
piece.
check there. Just we'll save to not just kill Galen and get a do-over. Great.
24.
Holy
Nice.
nice.
That
Holy
is
shit.
Resolute.
You are zen.
Ryan has willpower.
I always knew
Brian,
it
you
would happen
find
that
it.
way. It was destiny.
You found it. It was real. I forgot what it was, but you found it. A piece of jewelry.
Yeah, it was a jewel that had fallen out of a ring of a rich donor to the college.
Wow.
So small.
Sir, I found it.
Oh, Brian, that's a ruby. It was a sapphire that fell out.
Can I keep this?
Oi. Be good to the kid.
Like,
Oh.
Galen will just
The wizard
smile,
approaches.
and it'll like,
Wait, is that the same wizard from earlier?
Ga-
Oh,
Ga- Galen will smile as he takes the jewel and looks it over. You'll notice, like, he doesn't even try to hide it. He looks utterly surprised that you found this. He's like,
Like, could you make something up and it turns out to be true?
he's like, well, and he just kind of takes Brian's hand.
He fully thought there was no jewel.
He kind of takes Brian's hand and he puts the jewel in it and he closes the fingers. He's like, you keep that. You've had a day.
Hey.
I just Brian kind of just see on his face that no, that Galen was no messing with him, and there's nothing in there.
I mean, but he found something, and that was
Now there's a remarkably tall wizard
as,
behind Galen as he's handing you that and closing your hand. You found it. That is dedication. Give it to me, boy.
Sir?
who are you?
Can I see them from a distance?
I'm the donor from the college. I have a reward for its recovery. Do take this. And he reaches in from his robe and he produces a necklace. And he hands it to Brian. A fair deal for the heirloom.
Galen just is watching.
Am I close enough that I could try to like investigate that?
Yeah.
Or detect magic on that necklace he's
You-
handing over?
Absolutely can.
Okay. I think I'm very suspicious of this wizard.
Brian,
'Cause
do you trade that necklace for the gem?
What is this necklace, sir?
Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not a family heirloom. The crystal is. I'll need it. It should not have been misplaced.
my eyes are kind of like glowing as I examine it from a distance.
Please, boy, it's worth a small fortune.
Then I request then a favor instead.
Very well. And he'll put the necklace back in his coat robe pocket. What do you
My-
request?
It appears that one of my friends here has we're going to light the effigy on fire with our limited resources. We're doing the best that we can, but with a favor from someone such as yourself, who is clearly much more capable, would that be something you would be willing to do?
He looks at the boy. Theodore, did you mention you were a diviner?
I did it before. Where he's like, I'm a diviner. It's my
Hmm.
specialty.
Well, this is an interesting coincidence, if you're kind believe in that. What do you know about this crystal? You tell the look he's giving you. He wants you to detect magic. Maybe
Okay.
make an arcana check.
Yeah, I'll like start scanning it. Just kind of like spend like a few consecutive rounds like looking it over with glowing eyes,
Yeah.
and then an Arcana check.
This here. Now you realize it just as he's saying it, as he tries to rob you of your like eureka moment. This is a divination crystal. If anything strange has been going on, I apologize. They're not to be misplaced. I must take it back. You seem to know a thing or two, though.
Yeah.
I refuse to help you with the effigy. It is a fool's errand. The task is menial. If you don't have a solution, I can't provide you one. But I pity you if you don't, and I would rescind this invitation. You're a student, University of Korvosa, yes?
Yes, sir, I am. But it's not menial, sir. If Queen Iliosa had succeeded, she would have been a monarch for hundreds of years. She could have hurt the entire populace. I mean, the plague alone was devastating. We should honor the fact that she was brought down. I have to disagree, sir. It's not meaningless.
It isn't about the effigy itself, isn't it, then?
No,
My
it's not.
friend, you're the worst kind of mage to him, a mage historian. Tell you what. You get the effigy on fire. You speak to me. I have a proposition for you. But I won't be
Alright.
your shortcut. Best of luck.
Best of. Oh, thank you. You'll see. I'll get it lit.
He stares at Brian, who has the divination crystal, but he walks away.
Brian, can I see that crystal?
I have no use for it. Here, take it.
Can I make an Arcana check? So, would I know already what this kind of crystal can do?
You don't know. There is divination magic in it. As I think the third round of Detect Magic, you will know what school of magic it is.
Yeah.
Divination, and it is highly powerful as far as you can tell.
I like my eyes kind of after a few rounds, like, the blue glow fades. Like, it's very powerful magic.
It's a weightiness to it, and there's when you detect magic, you feel a sort of the only way you can describe it is sort of like a weight. It would be like finding like a car battery in a junk drawer, where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know why this is here. It's kind of powerful, but nevertheless, yeah, that's what this crystal is to you.
I'm gonna try to roll Arcana so I can figure out what I would use it for. 21.
You don't know. It's some sort of, maybe like a ritual or like a religious ceremony. Crystals are used for so many things as like a conduit or some sort of attunement. It's almost impossible to say at this point. But perhaps it is related to this strange vision that you were having.
I think I'm just gonna pocket it for now, and
Yeah.
I like take out a quill and start like writing on, like co-order a tent so my book doesn't get wet, and like write like a image of the diviner crystal next to, um, the like burning arch.
Excellent. Speaking of the burning arch, your friend is back. What you hear him pounding away at that anvil?
Oh yeah, I think I would definitely go ask him about it.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding.
Who else has some time to kill before this effigy? As people have actually started to roll in. The plan is
Hell
they
yeah.
come here, they eat dinner, then they return to Korvosa proper, inside the walls, to light the effigy in the center of town, and then they return back out here to do what is effectively just like legal loopholes, so that way they can indulge in certain things that the city would tax or not allow. You're expected to work all 3 phases of that event, so the day is still very young for you guys.
Okay.
I guess Brian's off to guide people to where they are.
Yeah. Who feels
think-
like their character has not won Galen over?
I
in
don't think
time
I've
for
won
this
Galen
thing?
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely haven't
Hey,
gotten, but I'm like keeping. I feel like I've got my like ace in the hole.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start using Barnabas to kind of fly above the crowd, and I'm gonna try to like use him as a relay for a bunch of message cantrips to get to all of you.
Ooh.
So just be like guys, maybe we should meet up and come with a plan. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling a bit nervous about Galen. Maybe if we did something extravagant as a team, he'd finally pass us.
Did Poppy's survival check produce anything to like find those brothers?
Let's find it. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you found the youngest. That kid. He has a name, but he goes by the nickname Clip, because he's just a street urchin at this point.
Yeah.
Do you bring him back to
Wreck a
camp?
street urchin.
Yeah, she'll bring him back to camp. This is her idea of maybe if we bring these people to justice.
Yeah. Why not? But he pleads with you before you do. He tells you that the spider person asked to open the cages, and it was this spider creature. He did get out, by the way. When you inspected, he left, and he was nowhere to be found. But that the second leg of the plan hasn't even happened yet.
And what's the second part of this plan?
Why would I tell you that, Poppy? You
Because
serious?
Second leg out of 8, maybe.
Are going to get innocent people hurt.
I'm not trying to get innocent people hurt.
Yeah, then what was with the first part?
You're gonna understand what I understand when Galen fails you, all of you. It's not right what he's doing. He's hurting himself too. He's an idiot. Okay, just go on about whatever you're gonna do, and make sure he's there when you burn the pyre.
What's gonna happen when
like
we burn the
that.
pyre?
You notice his eyes start to they start to idle in that like low frequency panic mode. I said too much. Just whatever. What are you gonna do? You gonna beat me? You gonna let me go?
Poppy will like grab the front of his tunic and like lean in close. And like this is again like super uncharacteristic of her. Like she's usually very soft spoken and nice. And she's like, what is gonna happen when we set fire to that pyre? Fine.
It's nothing to do with the pyre. There. You can make an intimidation check if you would like. Other than that, he's very reserved.
Yeah, scare the street urchin.
She's so intimidating.
Is Brian nearby? Ooh.
I'd be scared if I was a straight archer.
All right. All right. My brothers, they said they're just gonna teach him a lesson. They're waiting for him. When you go down to North Point, Town Square, that's where they expect him to be. It's nothing serious, okay?
Just like the spiders weren't serious. Clip, you're being stupid. For what?
Parents spent a lot of money to get us into this program. You don't even know it yet, but it's a lot. And it's worth nothing if you fail. It's a joke. Okay? Just let me go.
She lets him go and like just looks confused. She doesn't know what to do.
Galen, now this is outside, but you can make a perception check. If you do exceptionally well, I'd say you had an eye on this situation. You let him go, but you don't know where they're going. What's your plan, Poppy? They're teaching him a lesson.
Yeah, and they
But
said
you
North
just
Point.
left your lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could follow this guy.
She'll follow him for a moment. She's not exceptionally sneaky. So
Okay. You want to recruit some friends for this little mission here? What's the plan? You know what you need to do. You know what's about to happen.
if so Barnabas has been flying around giving the messages.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
She would relay that something is going to happen at North Point. Make sure Galen doesn't go there.
I think Barnabas like brings that message back to him. She's like, all right. I probably like if I can see when you're about to like shoot a message directly at Poppy and she's like, are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah, she doesn't know how to reply. She's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's
Don't know
major
you.
sus.
He's like,
Never trust the woman that says
Theodore,
I'm fine.
however, you start to hear that it's that vision again. Yeah, you black out for a moment.
what do I
happened.
see anything different? What exactly am I
You
seeing?
feel like you lost a minute.
Okay.
There's a quill in your hand.
I like look around.
Poppy's already gone.
Yeah,
There's
I like
a quill in your hand and some ink.
I look down at my book. Have I written anything?
Yeah, you've written something. It's a note. You've noted that Poppy is in a panic, trying to go. You believe she's trying to effectively save Galen. But the question is, do you let her go it alone? What do you do?
Okay. I think I'm a little probably worried about Poppy. And Galen, I've seen Galen do a lot of stuff, so I feel like he's usually pretty good at handling himself. So I'm gonna like whisper a message to Barnabas, who Barnabas can speak common, just really just
Okay.
so people know. He doesn't really do it that often. But I'm gonna tell him like, all right, go tell Galen, fly over there, tell him not to go to North Point, and that something's up with Poppy. And then I'm just gonna like take off after like a minute where I saw her go.
The quickest way to get someone to go somewhere they're not supposed to go is tell them not to go there.
Let's go there.
That's
okay.
Theo's all about just like straight up. He's not the most charismatic guy. It's just straight information.
You have seen our plans so far.
All right.
They're
So what
all
does
wonderful.
everybody know? Poppy is headed to North Point, correct?
Yes.
With a bit of a head start
Okay.
because our message sender and receiver had blacked out for a moment in a weird
I
spell.
fully lost a minute there.
Poppy's on the way. You are trailing somebody. I want you to make a stealth check or a survival check. Actually, survival check. Did
Not a
you
stealth
tell
check.
Brian and Waldorf before you told Galen?
I think I probably would have. I think I would have like sent Barnabas to do the rounds, and I think that Barnabas has like spent enough time with me that this little house drake is like, oh, he means his friends first, and like then the teacher.
Right. All right. Waldorf, I'm imagining you're just jamming out to your own personal concert of dwarven hymns while you craft this thing.
Just lost
Yeah,
my-
he's got much like sailors with their sea shanties. Forged dwarves have their chants and songs that they sing to keep the rhythm of the hammers going, and so
Yeah.
he is.
That's like
very much
forever
in
in my
that.
head now.
Yeah,
except
he's.
strangely enough, in this weird trance, this is the experience that you had before you moved to Korvosa. It was a forge just like this. And now the other one was much nicer, but you had that same rhythm, that same beat, except when you were singing those songs, words like prosperity and growth and strength, it was replaced with toil, fear, and fury. But the thing that you're crafting is complete. You just need a moment, an opportunity to present it.
I don't think that he would actually present it formally. I think that because I also have message as a cantrip.
Yep.
When he kind of comes out of his
Yeah.
fugue state and is kind of like, he just kind of sends out a general like, wait, what's going on, kind of to everybody. And when he kind of realizes what is happening and that Poppy is trying to stop Galen from going and whatever's going on, he goes, wait, I have an idea.
A distraction.
I can use a distraction if we can instead of
Ooh.
stopping it, if we can turn it to our advantage. I think I have an idea.
All right. That's a great idea. So let's say you approach Galen. But before we get to that scene, Brian and Theodore, what are you doing then? You're just beelining for the center of town. And
Yeah,
this
like
is
just like
almost
blue robes flying, just
Yeah.
like sprinting to North Point.
The milestone that's actually piled up on the side of the road. It's sort of like a towpath along. That tells you, Brian, that it is exactly 1 mile from the gate to town. If you wanted to time yourself and give yourself a little to try to catch up with Poppy, that would be an athletics check. You know you're racing against the clock, and something tells you that Galen being involved for this is not a good idea. They want him to show up there, so it's important
How's
that you make
19 do?
haste.
Well, I told him not to go.
Excellent. Yeah, of course. That's more than enough. So while you guys haul ass, Waldorf, go ahead with Galen.
What do you mean?
Vomit.
Yeah, if you're gonna you want to buy time.
Distract me.
You've got a feeling Galen shouldn't be showing his face in North Point right now until this thing is handled, because he's overconfident.
Actually, I think that Waldorf would be leading him towards North Point.
God damn it.
All right.
I love
Yep.
when the plan comes together.
Okay.
Oh man, this
I'm
is
sorry, 'cause, like,
perfectly
that's-
executed.
Gang's all here.
Yeah, he's not going, like, he's not clued into what's going on with everybody else and what everybody else is trying to, like, he's got his own kind of idea of, like, how this could work in their favor, and is like, is kind of doing that senior class, like, bullshit artist walk and talk kind of thing, you know, like, and is just trying to, like, he's trying to chat Galen up, but in a way that is kind of like talking up, like, oh, you know, you're gonna love what I've finally done, and you know, you're really gonna love this, but you know, it's just gonna put a couple of funny, you know, it's, you just gotta wait for the right moment, and it's gonna be perfect, and trust me, it's gonna be beautiful, and you're gonna love it, you know. And as they're kind of like walking towards the North Point, he's kind of trying to case Galen for a swap.
Oh,
He's
I
like
think-
waiting for.
Since I last left Barnabas to deliver Galen the message last, he's just flying above you guys, just like watching this utter change of plans.
Something
Yeah.
comes to actually match Barnabas in the sky, much larger than it. Daniel, describe that creature.
So, like, probably like 2 or 3 feet above Barnabas would be a white-scaled drake with orange webbing between its fins, that are, or the splines that are on the back of its neck and tail, and throughout its wings, it just has this weird orangish hue to the white scales, and its eyes are pitch black.
Barnabas like tries to drift lower. He's like, just like nervous.
Waldorf, you're trying to swap.
Not yet.
Not
No,
yet. You're waiting for
Not yet.
an opportune
I'm
moment.
waiting for the opportune moment when whatever the whatever everybody else kind of like has planned kind of goes off. That's when he's gonna try and do it.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I think if I see them like running up, the first thing I'm gonna do is just message Galen and just like not understanding how people work very well. Just be like, why are you here? I told you not to come. Did Barnabas mess up the message? Just like shoot that message to you from like 130 feet away.
Galen just kind of rubs his. Why am I here, dwarf?
I mean, why are any of us here, really? I mean, that's really the question, isn't it?
5 seconds.
Just wait.
He's gonna fail all of us.
You know, I've always wondered in the back of my mind, how far can I throw a dwarf? I'm pretty sure if I grab you by the beard and swing you around a few times, I could get a good 10 feet. Why am I
For
here?
the first time, like, I think Waldorf really kind of sets his feet and steals his gaze at Galen and goes, hey, if you tried that, you'd lose whatever hand you put on me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well then, I guess we better hurry up and have you tell me why I'm here.
It was He leans in very conspiratorially and goes, well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
Galen just as he leans in, Galen takes a step back and he's like, you still smell like moldy bread.
He takes out a flask, takes a thing, puts it away. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but we've set
a wee surprise party for you, and if I don't get you there in time, then it will be all ruined. Big cheesy smile. He doesn't know why he's brought him here. Like, he genuinely is
So
just like
wild.
And you haven't
spitballing.
actually gotten to North Point yet.
No,
You
he
lot
has
are
no
still walking towards Korvosa, and you don't know why.
So essentially what happened is Waldorf only was like half listening to the plan and what everybody else was saying. So all he heard was North Point. So he's just like, all right, well, we'll go that direction and hopefully somebody will stop me before I do anything too terribly stupid. And
Like insulting our teacher?
too late.
Oh, that's great.
What was I? I was supposed to roll something, wasn't I?
A
What
deception
was I
check.
doing?
As you
No,
try to-
that's generally, that's absolutely my my MO right now, which is surprisingly
I mean, it was better than I thought it would be. Whoops.
Galen, that
considering
I
I have a
think that
+0
beats,
to perception
um
or deception. I mean,
versus his perception. Galen, you know he had not planned a surprise party for you. You almost believed it though.
So close.
But you know they've got something planned. All of them, because they're nowhere to be found.
You should be at the forge, dwarf.
well, I mean, I suppose I could, but I don't think that I've got much else left to do there. You did
Alright.
drop this though, by the way.
What's that?
And he reaches down into his boot and pulls out the knife that he's made.
Oh, the replica?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, dwarf. But the I didn't have the knife on me today.
I didn't say you dropped it today.
You look though.
He's totally trying to like roll.
This thing
Roll with
is
the punch.
incredible make. Some strange material you don't even recognize. Like a sandy white. So it's not a perfect replica, but this thing is absolutely immaculate. Nothing short of a scam if somebody this young told you that they made something like this. But yet, as far as you can tell, it's fully authentic.
Kind of like twirls it through it over his knuckles, and he's like, "It's a lot better than the first one you made."
I genuinely don't know what you mean. And he like kind of gives him like a slide, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure.
While
you
the
don't.
dwarf is buying all of you guys time, you reach North Point, and you see the rain is still pouring down. That effigy is not going to light on fire anytime soon. Under normal conditions, people are still dressing the ribbons. They're getting ready. You can see the house drakes fluttering about in the distance. But Poppy, you've tracked the boys. You notice one of them goes into a little blacksmith shop, shuts the door.
Yeah. Are there windows? Can she see in?
There's a ton of windows.
Yeah, she kind of attempts to peek in.
For the rest of you, you take time to pry about.
I think I would be looking for any like arcane issues, like just casting detect magic and like the cone and looking around.
Right.
If
Looking
I spot
about.
anything amiss.
Yeah, and you didn't realize it's really hard to keep time. in a place like this, but as the last bit of sun leaves the castle, a bell rings out. Town crier shouts, "You know you have a minute before the effigy is lit."
I have to go. I have a plan I'm gonna do. You all protect Poppy.
Protect Poppy. Poppy.
I sprint
Gotta
off.
So you head off. Galen, you also hear this as you're arriving at the city. You know you have to be there for it because you have to certify them as the effigy burns.
Well, wait, no, wait. I mean, we were just having a nice little chat.
You're not far from it, fortunately, but pursuing your friends isn't an option. You have to be there.
Galen looks between them and the effigy, and he's like, fuck.
You do see Theodore headed that way, though.
He'll look down to Dwarf. You grab Poppy, and you grab Brian, and you drag them to the effigy if you have to. By their entrails. That's your last test.
If that's the case,
Dwarf.
could I have my knife back?
He'll hand him the knife. He's like, you get them there by any means necessary. Got me?
He gets very solemn for a moment and goes, "Hey," and just heads off in the right direction.
Perfect.
So,
and casts a message as he's going.
Galen will whistle.
Meet me at the effigy. Now, get your move on.
Galen will whistle really loudly, and that circling shadow that was hovering above kind of gets bigger as it swoops down, and he jumps up on top of it and flies off towards the effigy.
Excellent. Doesn't take you that long to get there. You actually have a few minutes, not 1 minute to reach the effigy. I misspoke, but Theodore is there. He was in a rush to get there.
I'm just like talking to myself. I think Barnabas finally meets up with him. Like, hi, Barnabas. Listen, I was thinking about what that wizard said. We have to think outside the box. He said it's impossible, but nothing's impossible. Not when we have magic. And I'm gonna reach into my pack, pull out my torches that I have with me because I'm a human. I can't see in the dark. I'm gonna toss a few of them like up underneath, and then it's not really how the spell is intended to be used.
That's fine. Go ahead.
But that being said, I am going to cast grease and coat the wood in like a fine layer of grease, trying to get like as much of the bottom as possible, which is one of my last actual spell slots for the day.
Make a perception check while you're looking down there, getting everything set up. But we'll cut back to you and Galen. Brian, Poppy, realizing that the bells are ringing, you only have 5 minutes, just immediately goes into the blacksmith shop. Do you follow?
I'm gonna use my hero point to roll that perception.
Are we getting the messages from Dwarf that are we able to get that?
Yes, you are.
That Galen
And
is going there.
Yeah, you see the dwarf running it at the speed of smell to get to you. So I figured you could.
The chicken has left the coop. The chicken has left the coop. I repeat,
So we didn't have any code words.
So if you're just heading straight to the effigy then, huh?
I cast one of my other cantrips, summon instrument, and I summon a set of bagpipes, and I am playing them at full volume at a dead run towards the effigy.
Surely.
Love bagpipes.
Hold on, I gotta look up on running bagpipes on YouTube really quick.
Oh no, I lost my volume.
Right, let's go. All right, let's go. Oh boy.
Poppy doesn't follow. She's ignoring these.
Poppy, damage control now.
Poppy.
Yeah, Poppy, you know that something is up here.
There's something.
They were being so weird. All of your friends have left though.
Brian wouldn't have left her.
So, but now you saw those kids go up the ladder to the roof of this building. What do you do?
Look, if I don't light that effigy, we're fucked anyway.
She's worried that they're going to try and do something, and it is her duty to protect her friends and her family. And so she waits a moment to make sure that they've climbed up the ladder, that they've stepped away, probably listens, and then will climb up the ladder.
You're losing seconds every step of the way.
Yeah.
Brian, you
I'm so
arrive
stressed.
And
at the ring, like where this effigy is. People are gathering.
Brian-
There are already
Brian
people.
wouldn't have left Poppy.
Wait, you what?
Brian wouldn't have left Poppy. Brian was
Excellent.
trying to
So
get
you're going with
to go.
Poppy. That means nobody actually followed through. So, Dorf, you do arrive, and you see that they're heading up the ladder to go to the ceiling. I mean, to go to the roof. They've heard your message and they've ignored it. What do? You've got like 2 minutes left.
He would look for Galen, actually, and
Galen, he's actually just swirling about
yeah,
on a riding drake.
he
God
kind of
damn
like,
it, Taylor.
and then just shouts a big kind of like WTF into message, like, no, like,
I feel like somehow his message cantrip is like really loud.
yeah, it's all definitely in caps lock. And so he then goes into he just kind of like looks around and seems a little lost for a moment, and just kind of like walks up to the effigy and is just looking at the effigy itself and seeing if there's like, is there anything like I can do?
Galen, you know that this means failure. If they don't arrive, if you don't look your absolute best for this right now, and if this thing just does not go off on a hitch, you're in deep trouble, because it is about optics. That said, you don't see two of your students to whom you have to decide whether or not they'll graduate. So what do you do?
Does he see Theo?
Yeah, he's at the
I-
base of the effigy, casting grease.
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
like
get things
greasing the
together.
bottom. I think you see me like stop and like bend down and look underneath as I'm starting to like trying to kind of spray the spell like on the bottom. But you see me like stick my head under, and I haven't like lifted myself back out yet. I'm like seem to be just looking under the statue or under the wooden effigy.
So he sees the thing.
Galen wraps their Theo's and Dwarf's papers of passing on an arrow and fires it at the base of the effigy before heading back off towards the armor.
Holy shit.
Excuse me. Somebody will stop you. A cellist human. We have 30 seconds. We are wanted at the platform.
Galen will just kind of look at him and he's like, yeah, I have to go pick up my kids.
No, it's fine. They can attend late. You need to be here for it. It's important.
That's suspicious.
Galen will look at him dead in the face and be like, you need to remove yourself from my path, or I will remove you.
Make a reflex save for me.
Ooh. I think while he's doing it, I'm getting ready to like you see me like making somatic gestures, and I'm getting ready to just like
I'm hero point.
jolts lightning
Do you have a
bolt
hero
of
point?
fire.
Yeah.
I'm also casting prestidigitation on an area to try and
Ooh.
dry out the wood so that it'll actually catch.
I'm just like,
All
cast
right.
it.
So what are we doing
Waldorf,
about
cast faster, cast faster.
your certificates that are posted to the effigy? Have you
What-
done anything about them?
It's
I
at
am
the,
using it as kindling.
I'm like, what? No, I snatch it out of his hand.
No,
I
I'm
like
kidding.
shove
I'm
it.
joking.
I shove it in my scroll case. I'm like, well, look at these later. I'm gonna try to cast like a jolt as like a little bit of electricity, just like try to spark the grease. I'm like,
All right.
I take my shirt off again,
Ian.
cast prestidigitation to dry it out, and shove it in there as kindling.
And the thing lights.
Yes.
What you don't realize was that actually two of you knew this. There were fireworks at the base, And as it is lit between the posts where this thing sort of just stops becoming a statue and starts becoming just like a teepee, these things just sort of shoot out, and the crowd goes wild, defying expectations. It erupts in flame. But what you don't realize in the middle of this spectacle, a huge crowd is immediately drawn. There's a platform where the certifiers are supposed to be. A spot is missing because Galen is rooted with Tanglefoot underneath his feet. You realize the person that stopped you, he was wearing a guard's helmet. It was the oldest of the three brothers, ones you failed last year.
Oh shit! Can we see this from where we are, with like the
Make a
fireworks going
perception
off?
check. Maybe you notice it, but there's a lot going on. This is sort of just in an instant.
Oh.
I'm just loudly playing the bagpipes along with the
Poppy.
fireworks display.
Brian, you get to the
Got a
ceiling.
9.
You get to the roof.
I'm just like, it worked! It worked!
The two of the three brothers are on the roof. The youngest one is just sort of rubbing his own palms. The middle child, he's on a knee. He holds a crossbow.
I'm
His
gonna
sights
go.
line up.
I'm gonna
about
go to him.
150
I'm moving.
feet.
I'm moving.
Take another step, and I pull the trigger. He's dead.
You
I
would
mean
go
it,
that
Brian.
far.
I know what I'm doing. I've trained for this.
You become a murderer.
Yeah,
You
well,
will be locked up forever.
that's fine.
No, it's not fine. You
I'm
can
telling
move
you, if
on.
you take another step, I will pull.
You can
trigger.
move on from this.
No, I can't.
Let it go.
I can't.
Let it go.
I'll let this bolt go, maybe. They need to see it.
See what? You're going to kill someone and ruin your entire life.
No, he ruined my life
No.
a
You
long time ago.
are
No,
ruining
look at them.
my
Look at them fucking celebrating. I can't. Just stay back, please.
Look at me.
He lowers his head. The younger one does look at you. The older one doesn't.
Do not do this.
He doesn't even see me yet, does he? I want to wait. I want him to notice. I want to see the lights go out. Come on, Galen. And you notice sort of, you can see a silhouette behind us, just the effigy burning. Galen, make a perception check.
Come on, Galen, you
You're
can
rooted
do
in
it.
place. You know you can get out. It would just take some time, but you notice the building. 4 kids up on top there. I mean, they're not much younger than you, but still. One's got a crossbow towards you.
Does he do anything if Poppy reaches towards her bag?
All right, stop. Don't touch your bag. All right, there it is. He sees me. Bye-bye, Galen. And now you hear a strange sound, Poppy, that whistling. I told you before that arrows, at least the way Galen's been doing it, they're knocked. So they sort of have a signature. You know every arrow that's been loose, who it belongs to. Poppy, that arrow that you missed earlier today, as it ricocheted off and it faded into the forest, it returns. In this kid's arm. You just hear the whistling from like 1,000 feet away in impossible trajectory from who knows where. And as it hits him, he just falls off the ceiling or the roof immediately. Galen, you have enough time to unroot and catch this kid who's shocked.
Yeah, so he will immediately just kind of go to... Is he like running away?
The one who fell off the roof? No.
No, the one who would cast Tanglefoot on him.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna like let him get a few yards away before he puts an arrow in his knee as he's
Excellent.
running.
Now, you saw what happened. That arrow had an impossible trajectory. Surely Poppy didn't fire it, but you had a feeling there was something about her. maybe the arrow she loosed earlier today was actually just a prayer to Aristil, and one returned in kind because it did not miss its target after all. Theodore, the effigy burns. It looks like everything seemed to work out for the party, but where do you guys meet? Crowd forms just celebrating.
So that one of the middle brother has
Yeah.
fell off the roof.
Yeah. What's happening with
So
the younger one?
yeah,
Well,
younger one's still
the
there. Right?
youngest one is
Yeah.
yeah, he sort of just isn't moving. He's in shock about the whole thing. He didn't
Yeah.
see. He's
Yeah.
looking to see where the shot came from. Just absolutely baffled.
Um,
Trying to find who
moving
attacked
away.
him.
Yeah,
I
Poppy will look at. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Poppy will look at Brian and just say, "Take care of this one," referring to the younger brother, and run downstairs
them?
to see what happened.
How'd you shoot that, Poppy?
I didn't shoot it.
Just absolutely baffled. Well, the situation probably it's probably quite uneventful. You gather them up. It's minor injuries. They get taken to just be held for the night. Justice comes later. But the part of the effigy is a success. You see across this crowd, they're all illuminated by the warmth of this woman metaphorically being burnt alive, but some folks at the academy, they're looking towards some of you. Galen, Theodore, they look quite pleased.
I run up to everyone else. I'm like, what happened up there?
Galen will just kind of clasp him on the shoulder and be like, "You passed. That's what happened. They're falling off the roofs in excitement." Like, now where's your mug? You're gonna make the dwarf drink alone?
Congratulations.
Dwarf is still very happily prancing around the effigy as it burns, playing the bagpipe very loudly. And any sort of ale or beer that comes within arm's reach is quickly consumed.
That strange sensation hasn't really worn off, though.
That's why he's drinking so much.
Yeah.
I think I am looking at my book and the notes and the drawings I've taken throughout the day, and I'm just like, something still doesn't feel like it adds up here.
He's trying to get that feeling like out of the back of his head. He's trying to just like head down and be like in the revel to try and ignore it, actually.
Galen will go up to the like his boss, the lead certifier or whatever, and hand in the rest or the other two's certificates.
Well, who's passed then? The woman pushes the glasses to her eyes.
Oh, right. So that would be Brian, Poppy,
Right.
Waldorf, and Theodore.
Interesting. You know, I didn't expect that with you. You'd be surprised to know you passed as well.
It's good to know.
Excellent job. And she'll turn and head over to a pavilion.
Brian's congratulating Theo. Pretty confident that no, he's not passed. No, just, well done, you've done really well. No idea, no fucking clue. Thinking,
Yeah, so I take it you guys are
Elvis.
sort of gathering. There's like a big crowd sort of near the. There's definitely a gap for the heat, and then another gap for people to dance around. But then you're sort of detached from it, so you're still near Waldorf, but you're sort of mingling in the crowd where the rest of you meet up. I imagine
Yeah, I'm sure Waldorf is quite a sight to behold right now. So
Yeah, a dwarf actually. A woman begins to dance with him.
Sure, yeah. Waldorf is barefoot and shirtless, and his beard is flowing in the heat from the fire, and the bagpipes are
You notice, however, his beard is much darker.
almost
It's
forgotten.
ashen. Um, he would imagine it to be just like the vision that he had, but maybe he doesn't see it in this lighting. But it's like almost black now.
No, he wouldn't notice.
That guy,
And now he's far too enamored of the dwarven lass that is trying to dance with him.
Yeah.
So he has put his bagpipes aside and kind of taken up dancing with her instead.
Excellent. But Galen, the certifier, you meet with your friends then. What do you do?
He'll just kind of shake his head at Brian and Poppy. It's a shame. It really is. It's been a year of constant, grueling punishment. And yet, I had to pass you two to get you out of my fucking hair.
Ryan falls back on his ass. Just him.
all of us
What?
pass.
All of you passed.
gosh, Poppy will like grab Theo and just like jumping up and down, like shaking him.
I'm just like full overwhelmed, just like like
I think it's funny that Waldorf is not
do
here
it.
to
I
hear
thought we could
this.
do it, but we didn't. We did do it, and
Yeah.
I didn't think we were gonna, but we did, and it
No,
happened.
no, you're messing with us, aren't you? This is some final messed up test, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
Has to be.
the final messed up test was getting the effigy to light, and he'll kind of clasp Theo on the shoulder, and he's like, "Your mage here didn't disappoint. He lit the effigy without a problem.
But there was more extra.
Without a problem, Theo. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You did this all on your own.
Yes, sir.
Now, just because you all passed doesn't mean that you can stop trying. Poppy, for God's sake, give up archery. You are absolute shit at it.
But Galen says that, likely knowing full well that he saw a magically infused arrow that she shot literally 6 hours ago return to the target she didn't know she had, whipping across and probably.
Theo's just
some
like full, like
70
writing
mile
down this
long
entire
arc.
speech.
Brian, you can't charge in for everything. You may be able to break apart a tree with your bare hands within seconds, but without cover, you are worthless. If you're gonna fight, you have to fight as a team.
Yes, sir.
Theo,
Yes.
I have no idea what you do, but you always put your all into it, and you stand clear in your convictions, and you do not falter.
Thank you. I've been working on my thesis to get in, and I'm very excited.
And he'll spin around and look at Dwarf. It's like, and you?
Dwarf is like spinning this young dwarven lady around the fire and kind of like dances past you.
I can't tell which
What-
one of
what?
you is the female. Is there you both have beards, is what I'm saying. Anyway, you have an excellent future as a forge master, and so congratulations. The four of you have passed. Don't
That's
make
the
me look
first time that Dwarf has heard that he passed and stumbles in the dance and like falls over and they fall into like a tumble. And he goes, Wait, what was that?
Don't make me regret
Hang on,
this.
and like kind of looks at Poppy and is like, "Did he just say what I think he just?"
I'm
No.
still not convinced he's not lying.
No take backsies.
Yeah, where's our papers?
I already handed them in. Don't make me regret this. All 4 of you, your final test is within your life, however short they may be. Do something amazing. Build something that'll last forever. Save a whole city of people. Uncover ancient magics. Or whatever you do, Theo. But
I'll be the judge of what he might do. When you have a minute, you notice the tall human manages to find you guys yet again, but he slinks back to let you speak.
But if you ever need anybody, just let me know. I will do what I can.
All right, my audio just like came back in. Sorry, I cut out there for a second.
Theodore,
Dork is
you
still
notice-
dumbfounded.
The lanky wizard with the gold skin. He's nearby again. You know exactly what he's after.
Excuse me, sir. You said to find you if I lit the statue.
I need that crystal, and I'll make you a bargain. It's worth countless lifetimes to you. So here's my offer. I'll pay for one of those lifetimes. You'll be a professor at the Alabaster Academy in Cantargo. I just need that gem.
Sorry, was cut out again. I'm sorry.
He offers you a
Ignore me.
tenured position at the Alabaster Academy in Cantargo.
Do it for Theo.
You don't have to agree to the offer now. We'll get back to it. Waldorf, this dwarf, when you're done celebrating this strange thing that you're celebrating that she doesn't
3
quite
days
understand,
later.
she offers to talk about that thing she just mentioned. Talk about it. And pray that
He takes it as a euphemism or as a come on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we'll go back to my place and we'll talk about it." Yay.
she actually
yeah.
points to the forge
Oh.
off on the other side. You know, she actually
He-
looks pretty serious about it. Looks more like business than pleasure, as a matter of
He
fact.
sobers up very quickly and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, you realize she's twice your age, but
He doesn't care.
yeah, figured.
He's into that. Like, I mean, at 30, and a 60-year-old dwarf, like he's, that's a cougar as far as he's concerned. He's like, yeah, all
Right.
right, let's do it.
Also, I can hear you guys again now. It should be good.
You
She's
have been offered
A
Theodore,
dire puma.
a tenured position at the Alabaster Academy of Cantargo in exchange for that gem. You know that crystal is insanely powerful.
Oh, crystal's overwhelming.
You'll retire there. Everything's paid till the day you die. Alabaster Academy will rival anything here in Korvosa. We just need talent like you.
Listen, I appreciate the offer, but with all due respect, the Academy in Korvosa is the true best school in Galarian.
Hmm. Well, if you ever change your mind, you can find us on a map. Good luck.
Thank you, and I'll keep you all in mind. But I grew up here, and it's here that I want to give back with my magic.
Do yourself a favor then, young one. Don't show people the crystal. They're not quite as generous as I am.
I'll keep it safe.
Attaboy. And then he turns to Poppy. And he shakes it off. But this concludes the end of summer for the one and only school year for most of you except for Galen. What's on the short term for you guys after this? Where do you want to go?
I don't
I
even.
think-
Probably Cantargo.
Yeah.
Lots to explore, but probably back home first.
Right. I would imagine. But that doesn't matter for you guys because you're young. It's all about tonight and celebrating
It's
under the
true.
light of this massive effigy to drink and be merry and celebrate the fact that you prevented the death of Galen and you also didn't kill Galen. So with that, you'll meet at the tavern like brand new
Hell yeah.
adventurers to be, and that's where we'll end it tonight.
I think I like
Bef-
fully put away my like my journal / spell book, like put it in my backpack, and just hang out with you guys. Like I don't write any of it
Hell yeah.
down.
It's
I
like-
would
He probably
like.
won't remember it.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Um,
definitely not good at holding his alcohol in any way.
I think as well one little tidbit that I'll step out from Brian, because I'm pretty sure at this point this will be the first time you guys have ever seen him drunk. Is that is
yeah.
that he said that he's raised halfway through the year he's been having a crush. And,
And-
even wasted, he refuses to say more.
Dorf is trying his best to like feed him drinks like as only a dwarf can.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I would like to say that canonically, like when Galen goes back to his room, the knife that Dorf made is sitting on his desk waiting for him, and it's a
But no
it's a perfect
picture.
match to the one that he already
But
has.
no picture.
So, Galen would buy you guys your first like few rounds of
Hell yeah.
drinks. Then probably take Theo back to his dorm so he could sleep it off because he's like, oh, he's already done.
Oh yeah, I pass out like very quickly, like
Just,
"Will you
just
guys- I
dropping
have-
his head on the bar, just picking it up, dropping it. Yeah, nope.
I'm gonna I got
I
Galen,
like
I gotta
to-
write it down first. Galen.
But
This
that's
is
when
like, you
Paper
know, those
happens
kids
to place the
finally
knife in the
legal.
room. Yeah. It's like that's when Poppy and Dorf like steal off like while he's taking Theo back to like get the knife into his room. So we've got that entire side quest to do.
But the original knife was in the back of that picture that you guys shot in the beginning,
Well,
and then threw into the river.
I think I start looking. I immediately start like when I start at school. I start working on like locate object spells and like mending spells. Like maybe I can get the picture back.
I just figured because of what it was is that again drunk. Whilst Brian's not saying anything, again inebriated, his eyes do glance over to a member of the group, but he's not saying anything. Those would be a 11 for be able to see. They would know that he's not going to. His glance was just going towards Poppy. Not saying anything, not doing anything.
See,
Oh, Poppy. Oh yeah, you notice it.
finally a roll that's over 8.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Huzzah!
Notice
Best thing about that is you got +2 to that, and I got +8.
Oh my god.
It's just so bad. Oh my
The
god.
fates.
Yeah, I see that Galen didn't let any of them drink except he couldn't stop Waldorf from drinking. So this is
No
like
one
the
can
kids
stop Waldorf
turning
from drinking.
21, finally drinking again. So
Yeah, but dwarves start drinking at like 5 years old. So, like, uh, I worked for, just quick, story time. I worked for an Irish pub at one point in time, and both of the owners were from Ireland. She was from Cork and he was from Dublin. And they had such a rager one weekend. They came in and were like, oh, we're off drinking for a while. And that night I came out of the back and she was sitting at the bar drinking a beer. And I was like, what happened to not drinking for a while? And she was like, oh, well, not beer. Like, most Irish thing I've ever heard in my life. So that's what I think of when I think of dwarves drinking is like, oh, well, yeah, no, like ale, like that's mother's
just
milk,
water.
like,
Yeah.
Just not the hard stuff, not the whiskey or the rot gut that'll get you.
Spider venom. Yeah.
But he is like consistently munching on crispy spider legs out of his little bag of like popcorn.
Oh my god.
Yum, dude, I love that.
We're like fruit gushers, probably. A little
Oh.
more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I never
a bit
ever want to think of
crunchy
a
with the
spider
burst
as a
in the middle
gusher.
of him.
Oh my
It's
God.
nice. No, you really got to try it sometime. No, seriously. And that might be what pushes Theo over the edge to like throwing up for the night. It's like, no, you really got to try it when
Theo's
they
like
get that
trying
pop.
to defend it
No,
because he's
they're
like, it's
so
such a
good.
delicacy.
As Galen
Don't
just
understand.
glares at him as he's now carrying a vomiting Theo instead of a just drunk Theo. He's like,
I'm
"No."
trying to like drunkenly prestidigitate myself clean, but I can't get the fucking gestures right.
Just stop.
He
It's
just keeps spilling stuff on you.
My cloak keeps like changing color because I keep fucking up the spell.
Galen's just looking at him like, it looks like you're giving Mime a hand job. Stop it.
Oh my god.
I almost got it. That's so close. That time, it was
We
really
can-
close.
Let's just
Waldorf
fade
is
out
trying
to
to help
things
and
getting
just making things
progressively
worse.
more
Right.
chaotic.
Hell
Like
yeah.
things are just going to absolute shit, but it's like that calm fade out. And you're like,
Mhm.
and this is what it's like to go to college. That's the whole experience.
Yeah.
I did have to
Waldorf
stop several
1000%
crossbow
like-
assassination attempts in college, so.
Okay.
Waldorf 1000% winds up sleeping on the roof.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's do our character outros and our plugs, and then we can all be asleep before midnight my time. So sorry to people who are not in this time zone because it is
Yeah.
like
You're a
almost
trooper.
4 in the morning.
Phil.
Poor Philip.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah,
4
let's
a.m.
start with Philip.
Okay, well, so to put it in perspective, it is almost 10 to 5 my time. So
God.
and if this was a weekday, I would be on my way to work at this point. Yeah. So,
Oh,
fortunately, I'm sleeping for a while after this. So, hi, I'm Philip Broker from Twitter. This has been amazing. How do you tend to do the character outros? Because I haven't been on this channel before. I don't know how you tend to do them.
oh yeah, just your name and where we can find you, basically.
Yeah. Again, because from Twitter, I'll put things on there. I don't post a mass amount, but I'll put things in. And again, always read the chat as well, DM. And this has been a wonderful group to play with. It was like, I realized, about halfway through that. Yeah, I see what Brian's got a crush on Poppy. Damn it! Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, no.
I'm hoping it's okay, but I'm ready. Brian had a crush.
You
I
found that
mean,
out the
who
last
wouldn't
day.
really? Come
After a
on.
whole
Yeah.
year.
True.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
James.
Oh, yeah. I'm really grateful that you guys let me play tonight. I'm so thankful that I've gotten to be a part of this group. Just so nobody else has to worry about it, and so Mitch will love me forever. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/pennyforatale. Check out our YouTube channel, give us a like and a subscribe, and do all of that fun stuff that you're supposed to do. Other than that, I have absolutely no social media presence. I do not exist. I really hope that you guys get to see me again as Cookie the Wookiee on our Star Wars campaign when that comes back.
Alex, if you're watching, I love you, and I can't wait to play with you guys again.
Sam.
Hey guys, I'm Sam. You can find me on social media as Scribbling Penny. Tomorrow I'll be playing Augie the Half-Orc Barbarian that hopefully has better rolls than tonight, or else bad things might happen.
Better bonuses, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, level 2 is hard. Level 2 is difficult. I'd like to say I feel like Brian and Poppy would totally hook up for the night because they are like so excited.
Oh! Whoa!
Does it turn
if
into
that was-
anything? Who knows?
If that was a hookup, Brian would be patting on Poppy's hands.
Walk of shame in the morning.
Oh, the Brian.
Dang.
And now we know why Waldorf wound up on the roof.
A champion and a monk walk into a bar.
Theo is just like falls asleep, like with a
Oh
little bit of
my
vomit
God.
and like writing in his journal.
He'd be spending the morning as well.
The cloak is draped over the doorknob. You are not to approach Waldorf.
No, Waldorf's just a little jealous, and so he does that thing where he's like, he's not gonna say anything, but he's like, "I'll just go."
Oh.
He goes and sleeps on the roof whenever he's feeling down. So that's where he winds up.
In the rain, mouth open, like a turkey.
He's got a little he's got a section where
Little
he's got like
Eve.
he's got his thing set up that there's only a couple of folks that know how to get up there. So yeah,
Oh,
it's his little hiding spot.
Man, I thought you had your older lady.
She's around.
Just a dancing partner, love.
Don't worry about her. Is that your plug, Sam?
Yeah, that's my plug.
All right. And Ben.
well, first of all, thanks for inviting me to play with this. I had an absolute
Of course.
blast, and
Yeah, it was great.
I feel like I understand 2E a bit better now. If you guys liked Theodore the Wizard, feel free to catch some of my streams on Twitch. I'm Ben the DM. That is, we stream a different Pathfinder game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Starfinder on Thursdays. And if you want more information on that and what I do, just go to benthedm.com. And one last little shout out. We recently launched a homebrew podcast that I wrote myself. We're using Pathfinder First Edition rules, but it's called the Sundine Chronicles. And I'll put the name in the Twitch chat. But episode 2 comes out on Monday, so if you have time, give it a listen. It's pretty funny, if I do say so myself. And thanks again for having me.
Yeah, of course. Last but not least, Daniel.
Hi guys, I was playing Galen Brightburn tonight, and I had an absolute blast. Come check us out tomorrow for our Pathfinder Age of Ashes game. I'll be playing Salix Lavendale, the crazed guard that has no idea what the fuck's going on in his life anymore.
Yep.
Also, again, I am running a game in January with some new players and some veteran players. Little mini campaign, probably about 5 weeks worth of it. So definitely come check out that. Yeah, that's all I got for tonight.
And so I think I got everybody. I didn't feature James's massive hammer
It's mallet.
that we use to ban people on Twitch.
Gotta
At
do yourself.
Hammer on Twitter.
Hammer.
Yeah. Well, if you liked the system that we were using, this was Fantasy Grounds Unity. It is super smooth. I do everything on it. Like, there's nothing I need to do for Pathfinder off it, except for like maybe Googling things. If you're interested, check it out. The music was Rock Narden, and the ambient tracks between the songs was Michael Gelfi. There will be links to their websites and their Spotify's in the show notes. But aside from that, I got nothing, and I'm gonna let you guys go to sleep before the day rolls over. At least as far as my eyes are concerned.
we gotta find good bagpipe music
Oh
for
my god!
ambience next time.
Fantastic.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Woo, good night.